I would say that was an absolute blur today. Like, I feel like I got to the studio 5 minutes ago when I got to the studio like 7 hours ago or something. But we're not done yet. We have the after hour. And as a very special treat, my man Ross Tucker is back for more. Will Blackman is with his Boston College club, and they play tonight. So Ross is sitting in. He sat in yesterday, did a great job, and he will be back and joining us. What the after is an exclusive fourth hour. It's a 3-hour program on radio and on the X platform and also on our Fast Channel platform. However, the Fast Channel environment, the free streaming TV side of this, gets its own fourth hour. And we call it the after hour. A little more laid back. We just kind of chop it up. And Ross Tucker will be joining me. And, you know, Ross is good in any format. So if you're looking for more of this, or you're watching this show on one of our streams, stay tuned. The fourth hour is coming up at the top of the hour. And again, if you're looking for it, if you have a Samsung TV, go to Samsung TV Plus. You have it there. If you're on Amazon Prime, the show is carried there. If you have a Vizio TV, you can get it there. If you have LG, go to LG Channels. We have it there. If you don't have any of the above, just go to the App Store and download the Plex, P-L-E-X, Plex app. And that's a great way to watch the show. My favorite thing about this is what a lot of you are doing is putting the show up on big screens. 72 inches, 100 inches. They're in your sports bars. They're in your man caves. They're in your living rooms. It's awesome. It really is awesome. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if people would watch it on their devices, their lappers, their tablets, computers, phones. A lot of you are watching on TV. There you go. Good job, Mikey. Way to follow your host. He says, on Amazon Prime, this is Ken. On Amazon Prime, this is a question that I posed earlier. The old Batman show, the TV show in the 60s. Intentionally cheesy or cool at the time. This guy's watching. Check him out. Look at that. Look at Rome on the big screen, which is why people are saying, yo, Rome's back on TV. Way to go, Rome. Good to see you back on TV. To which I posted, thanks, man. Thank you very much. I've been on TV every single day for the last 25 years. But whatever.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you think that I'm back. What an amazing comeback. What a resurgence. The triumphant return of Rome on TV. Man, it feels good. No, I was on TV every day for the last 25 years. However, I'll take it. This is why we did this, right? It's working. So that guy's watching on Amazon Prime. It's an absolute blast. Check it out. It's a fast channel. It's technology. It is the wave of the future. And what it is, best of all, free. It's free. Free streaming TV. FAST is an acronym for free ad-supported streaming television. Just think of it this way. Free TV. You can watch the show for free. In my earlier days on linear cable, either you didn't get the channel or you didn't want to pay for the channel, or it wasn't a part of your package. This is all free. You just have to find the platform. And it's on several platforms, and we're adding platforms. So that's the best thing about it. Free. So check that out if you don't mind. Cedric Lee writes, Little Rock John had me LMFO. So glad you called the show while I was pumping gas. Great call. Even I yelled, rack him. Hashtag Old Trapper Beef. Hashtag Jim Roman X. Cedric in Cali.
Hashtag.
Ben in Arkansas writes, if John in Little Rock loses his new phone, I got him covered. I'm 40 minutes away from him. Hashtag clone support. War the Toby for the content trophy. I mean, seriously, I don't know why I didn't cover John earlier. He makes it better. How about Olivia? Olivia writes, hey, Jim, got up the courage to make my first ever phone call after listening to you for years. I didn't swear and I didn't get run. Today was a good day. Thanks for the vine because I was nervous. War Lady Clones. Olivia, I will do you one better. Not only did you make your first call ever, not only did you not get run, Olivia, you were the first one through. That's not easy. You set the tone. Today was good. Good job, Olivia. Proud of you. Don't make that the last call you make. Now you got this. 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced. Let the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts test your battery for free. They can recommend the right Superstar battery for your vehicle. Learn more at O'Reilly Auto Parts. My thanks to our guests. It's a big day. Like I said, we go back. Big head bets. Kurt Signetti, Aaron Jones, What's Your Beef? The After Hour is coming up momentarily. Ross Tucker will be guest hosting today along with me. I want to shout out my XR4 Ti. Good job, Tommy. Good job, Albie. Good job, Cindy. Good job, Mike. Good job, Lauren. Good job, Amani. Good job, everybody. The crew's going hard. See you on the other side for the After Hour. Don't go anywhere. All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this. If something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. I am Dr. Chris Gateway, and our mission at Michaels & Gateway is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Doctors Michaels & Gateway are committed to providing an outstanding patient experience with every visit. Not only do we offer all your dental needs under one roof, in most cases, we can take care of those needs on the same day. Bring your smile to us at Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry.
Pirate Water Wicked Tea is here. Set sail for the next Pirate Water adventure. Barstool's best drink is back with delicious Wicked Tea, a strong, smooth, uncarbonated brew flavor with hints of lemon. It's the toughest tea to take on the high seas. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find the new Pirate Water Wicked Tea in a location near you.
We're going plankton!
21 and older, please drink responsibly.
The 6th annual ZTA Think Pink Runway Fashion Show will be held on October 19th. Did you know that 1 in 8 women will have breast cancer within their lifetime? Sadly, there is no cure. Our mission is to make 1 in 8 none in 8. Join us at ECU Student Center on October 19th as we raise money to fight breast cancer. For tickets or to sponsor a table, please call 704-960-2052 or visit our website at thinkpinkrunwayfashionshow.weebly.com.
Save a load on a new John Deere compact utility tractor and loader from Quality Equipment. It's never been easier to get the best brand on the market at an unbeatable cash price or with great financing at our lowest ever monthly payment. Now is the time to get that tractor package you've been dreaming of to get your next job done right. Stop by one of our 36 locations in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Backed by popular demand, Jimmy John's invites you to get reacquainted with a couple of summertime classics. Dig into the Caesar chicken wrap with seasoned chicken, Parmesan cheese, lettuce, tomato, and Caesar dressing. Or turn up the heat with Jimmy John's Thai chicken wrap and top it off with their fabulous new fudge chocolate brownie. Don't forget Jimmy John's loyalty app with a free sandwich after your first visit. Jimmy John's in Greenville and Wilson and online at jimmyjohns.com.
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? This is a very important step when trying to purchase a home in the current market. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of loan programs. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir has over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with the superior customer service you deserve.
To get started, call me, Joanne Weir, at 531-1148.
Joanne Weir in MLS 75974. For information,
informational purposes only. Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender. NMLS 208516.
Are you tired of the same old fast food routine? Shake things up for lunch and dinner at Clean Eats Cafe. We've cracked the code to make healthy dining tasty and affordable. Whether it's a power lunch or a family dinner, we've got you covered. Sit down in our cafe for a brainstorming session or catch up with friends. Even stop in after a workout for protein smoothies or a protein-iced coffee. Our atmosphere is welcoming and our food is fresh. All for about the same price as fast food. It's time to ditch the drive-thru and feast on flavor at Clean Eats Cafe, Red Banks Road in Arlington Village.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
How's everybody doing?
My God! Don't give me that Homer. You know, no.
Hey!
I heard you say that, and I would have to agree with you, to be honest.
Wait, what? You agree with me?
I agree.
Do you hear
Yeah.
Flip that, Shirley.
Claude Lemieux, he is the brother of this famous hockey player.
Pepe Le Pew.
Tony Dunn, you will not be making the Pirate Radio Live Open at this time.
It was just such a fresh of breath air.
Well said, John.
I can't even feel my head. Somebody got a big old head that wears these things.
That would be me. Jamie, I have a gourd, son. I sit there every day.
That's a tater right there.
That's all. I love y'all, man.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM. In Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930 online, PR927FM.com. And we want you to come hang out with us on YouTube and Facebook Live. We're on Pirate Radio TV, where we continue to drop all kinds of goodies for you, including the latest edition of the Holt Naylor Show. And I'm on the thumbnail, and it's getting a lot of hits, a lot of views. Probably because Donnie Kirkpatrick is the guest, one of the guests on the show this week on the Holt Naylor Show. You can find that right now on YouTube. We'll be airing it on these airwaves coming up at 6 o'clock. Caden, Holton, and Donnie K. Speaking of Caden, he will join us on the program today. Cade Norman later on in hour number 3, along with Greg Hudson. Also, coming up on today's program, busy hour 2 with Jim Szoke, play-by-play voice for ECU football, also on the Panthers radio network. And Jeff Nadu will join us as well. Could you not? You know, I was reluctant to even have you on the opening segment. And I can't even get through the open without the peanut gallery over here before I left. Good grief. Kevin Monroe is going to join us in a minute. Joining us now, left side.
Strong side. It was a 2-question question.
What's up, John?
What's up, Clipper? Happy Thursday to you.
And old Chuckle Hut over here.
Chuckle Hut.
Zach Kaplan.
Who, me?
Zach. Come on, man.
Now you know how every single one of my teachers has felt from kindergarten to my senior year of college.
But like you're not a, how am I gonna put this? Like you're a good guy. You're probably not a troublemaker. You just talk. You just can't stop talking.
I can't.
Yeah.
Every report card dating back to 2003, all the way through the spring of 2020.
I will say this: he was reacting to me when you got to Jim Szoke. Jim Zoke's a guy I feel bad for, man. And
I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad career-wise for him. I would trade spots in a heartbeat, but man, he's had to watch some tough football games.
So Jim Szoke just having to bounce back between ECU football and Panther football. So when you mentioned his name, I just kind of shook my head.
SMH.
Just like, man, what this guy has to do. Like, ECU's in Liberty or at Liberty, and then that game finishes at 2 o'clock in the morning. He's in Las Vegas the very next day.
Well, they did win that one.
Doing a pregame show for the Raiders. Yeah. So I'm like you, Zach. I mean, his job is pretty cool, but the traveling has to be pretty arduous. It's a hassle, and to go from one bad football team and not a bad football team.
I'm not calling them
not
bad
a great
yet.
football team to a really bad football team in the Carolina Panthers.
What are you calling the Pirates right now?
Mediocre.
Average.
Average.
Mid.
What if they drop to 3-4? What are they?
Below average.
They're still mid.
What if they win?
Above average.
We're back.
That's what people are going to be saying.
I'm going to say that because if they do win, they're going to beat Temple, and then
you're 5-3.
They're going to
3-1 in the conference.
They're going to beat FAU. All of a sudden, you're 6-3, and you're saying we are bowl eligible and right back in the mix for the conference race because Army and Navy are going to lose some games.
One would think.
Do they play Memphis? Do Army and Navy play Memphis?
Navy's already played Memphis.
Navy beat Memphis's rear. Navy has
took it to them.
Charlotte. They're a juggernaut, as we've seen. Notre Dame non-conference. They're at Rice, at South Florida. South Florida's pretty good, right? All right. Tulane, ECU, and then, of course, Army.
USF is 2-4.
Yep, they're great, like I said.
And 0-2 in conference.
Army has East Carolina, Air Force non-con. At North Texas, that's a loss. Notre Dame,
Scheduled
UTSA,
loss.
Navy. Maybe they won't lose a lot of games.
I think they'll be right in it till the end.
Yeah.
First year in the conference, too.
In it to win it. Shirley Rhodes is here on a Thursday. We got Brett.
That's Brett. The Mets.
Let me give a shout out to Brett.
Not the Mets.
Do we need to have some baseball therapy with Brett today?
Shout out to Brett. We got the over last night. Thank you to the Dodgers and Mets. Well, thank you to the Dodgers for getting us that over. But the Mets, Brett, the bats went cold.
Yeah, it was a tough night. It was brutal. It was an embarrassment in front of our own fans. But, last time that happened, we bounced back. So, hoping for good things in Game 4 of the NLCS.
That's coming up tonight, 8:08. We got a 5:08 first pitch between the Guardians and the Yankees. The Yankees up 2-0 in that series. Schmidt on the mound facing Boyd, Yamamoto, and Quintana on the mound tonight in New York.
Yamamoto.
All right. More with Brett later on. Zach, I would like to say to you, congratulations to your Knits.
Thank you.
I pulled a Rocky IV watching that game where I had USC, so I was pulling for USC. I was so close to just tweeting out negative things about James Franklin and Penn State throughout the game.
And tagging me in them.
But, I don't know about that. But I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't, because Penn State came back. First of all, you're tight end. Warren, what's his name?
He needs more Heisman buzz than he's getting.
What's his name?
Tyler Warren.
That dude is unreal.
Tied the FBS record for receptions by a tight end in a football game.
Tie?
Tie?
Tied?
Tie? Hi? Tie?
Gets me every time.
He has 513 yards off of 40 catches, 4 touchdowns for Tyler Warren.
Those were just his numbers on Saturday. Or pretty close to it. He was awesome. It was so much fun watching him. So I'm pulling for USC because I have them plus 3.5, and then they have the ball. And
they had it on the Penn State 49 with 1:49 to go in the game. And I think all 3 timeouts.
And then they had it
at least 2 timeouts.
5 yards further than that with 14 seconds left in the game because they just sat on the ball.
Correct.
It was insane. What were you thinking watching it? Were you like, what are they doing? I know he didn't want to leave time on the clock. I get that part. But you have to advance the ball. You've got to try to score.
I got in an argument with a buddy who was at the game who went out to Los Angeles about it. Like, to your point, no, I'm sitting there in real time. I'm like, is no one going to call timeout? I'm like, the clock is ticking. I'm like, they know that Lincoln knows this, right? I still couldn't believe it. Thank God he didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, I do get the logic of it, of not, of not wanting to give Aller and Warren any time left. But like, I don't know. It's been like 5 days. I still don't get it.
So, but at that point, I was like, screw USC. I hope they lose this game. And if they could lose it by 3, that would be the icing on the cake. Sure enough, they don't score in overtime. Penn State gets it. I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to blow this 3.5. But no, they did stop them, and they kick a field goal. Penn State wins it. Everybody's happy.
And I hedged my Penn State 3.5 with a live plus 7.5. So once we got to overtime, I knew I was good there, unless there was some shenanigans.
So you're a double winner, triple winner if you count your alma mater winning outright.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good day for you.
With that said, I don't think they're a top 5 team in the country.
All right, Max said they're not the number 3 team in the country. Okay.
They're not.
Who is?
Number 3 team?
Yeah.
Probably put anyone in the SEC over them right now. Texas, Georgia, Bama. I'd probably put all of them over them. I'd put Ohio State and Oregon over them.
Yeah, I've heard Ohio State could be there, despite, their loss.
Yeah.
Because it was such a good game played at Alton Stadium on Saturday night.
That was crazy. I couldn't believe how good that 3:30 slate and that night slate were back to back. It was the Ole Miss LSU game was fantastic. The Ohio State Oregon game was fantastic, and there was another SEC game that's slipping my mind. Oh my God, what was the other SEC game at Saturday?
LSU,
Ole Miss,
and Ole Miss.
Wasn't there a third game going at the same time?
Florida, Tennessee.
Yes, and that game was great as well. Thank you. It was like 3 games going at once. I felt like Kevin Harlan. I'm calling both games. I feel like I had to keep an eye on both of them, all 3.
Real quick check-in with the chat gang. Tyler says, happy Friday Eve. Jamie says, hey now. Jim Szoke deserves a raise for having to travel so much to call Panther and Pirate games. Chad says, bang, bang, chat gang. Jamie says, does Zach think Penn State is the 3rd best team in the country? And Zach answered that a moment ago.
They're like the 6th or the 7th.
Realistically. But that's fun. They are, as long as you're in that top 12 at the end, you'll be all right. Who do they have left? Do they have Penn State, or do they have Ohio State and Michigan?
On the bye this week, at Wisconsin, home Ohio State,
Washington,
home Washington.
Oh man, cake schedule.
And then after that, I'm telling you, I'm scared about that. The Purdue and Minnesota road trips scare the Jesus out of me.
Back-to-back road trips at Purdue, at Minnesota.
I'm already scared about the Buckeyes. Like, you don't have to I'm going to be up for that game, but it's the Minneapolis late in the year and the Ross-Ade Stadium with 5,000 people there late in the year. Not excited for those. Both of them are trouble.
Holden Ahlers and I had an interesting chat yesterday, and Penn State's going to go 11-1, and will that put them? I said this going into the year. I'm excited about these tiebreakers and things and all these conferences, because there's no divisions. So who is going to get in these championships? But would you be nervous, Zach, about Penn State making the Big Ten championship, losing in that one to give them their 2nd loss, and then being on some kind of playoff bubble? Or do you think getting to the Big Ten championship gets you in regardless?
I'd like
at 11-1.
I would like to think if they're in there, and you would think they're playing Oregon at this point, who would have the inside track after beating the Buckeyes head to head, that if they keep it close with Oregon, that would be enough of a neutral data point, more so than a negative data point, because they're forced to play in that game. They can just opt out of the Big Ten championship. So I would hope that wouldn't play against them, but I think you got to beat the Buckeyes either way, you got to beat the Buckeyes and Oregon to win the Big Ten. So it's all right in front of them. I didn't care who won Saturday night. That's a lie. I wanted Oregon to win. But, my friends were like, don't you want Ohio State to be undefeated when you play them? I don't think it matters. I think you got to beat both anyway if you want to win the conference.
Holden was saying, for SEC purposes, say Georgia is in the championship to play Texas. And he says, if you're Alabama, that's what you want. You want to be out with 1 or 2 losses and then say Georgia gets like their third loss or whatever in the SEC. If you lose that bonus game and that knocks you out of the playoff, that would be devastating, especially if a team from your conference that didn't go to the championship gets in. Like, I'm fascinated to see what happens with all this
And
stuff.
it happened in the 4-team playoff, and now it can happen in the 12-team playoff. I think it's a little different when it's the SEC because the Big Ten, you only have, realistically, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State that are going to be even in the mix. You have probably 4 or 5 teams in the SEC alone.
That's true, because Michigan and USC have kind of dropped out of the race here. Yeah,
Michigan's not beating the Buckeyes this year. They're going to have at least 3 losses.
There is a Big Ten team you haven't mentioned, the Hoosiers of Indiana. Are they fool's gold?
A little bit, but they're not. But they're good. I'd be scared. I'd be terrified if Penn State played them this year. But thankfully, Signetti not on the schedule. Used to be every year. We were in the division. We used to have to play them every year.
Were you in the leaders or the followers? Leaders or legends?
It was before I got there. I want to say they were in legends.
What a dumb.
It's one of the dumbest things, like the fact that was a concept, but that was.
Do you remember that, Sean? Big Ten divisions were called the leaders and the legends.
I don't remember that at all.
It was when they added Nebraska, Rutgers, Maryland, and went to 14, and they had to have it. Like, they didn't have divisions at all before that. They never needed to with 11 teams. And then, they couldn't figure out how to do East and West. And they were totally off balance. And then they got even more off balance when they went to East and West. And it was Ohio State against, like, Purdue in the Big Ten championship.
I love that in all the years of the ACC, when they split to the Coastal and the Atlantic, they put Miami on one side, Florida State on the other, so they could meet in the championship every year.
Right.
And they never did, ever. It was awesome.
Wasn't it 6 different teams that won the Coastal 6 consecutive years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Coastal roulette.
Like, ridiculous.
Looking at the rest of their schedule, it looks like they might have some losses here. Nebraska coming up this Saturday at noon on Fox.
What's the line?
The line for Nebraska and Indiana.
I'll tell you what, Sean, I'll look it up. You keep doing what you're doing.
Well, I got it right here.
6.5 to the Hoosiers.
Yep. There it is. Over under 50.5.
Okay.
Then you got Washington at home. At Michigan State.
Dub.
At home versus Michigan.
Dub.
At Ohio State. And then you finish the season at home against Purdue.
Battle for the bucket. End of the year.
Indiana. Jamie, prepared to be pissed off when Indiana goes 11-1 and doesn't make the playoff because 3-loss Georgia gets in.
That is a terrible spot for the Buckeyes the week before Michigan to get them, though. They'll win the game. They'll win the game, but that's not easy. That's not like a.
No, that's true because
that's not a fun spot.
Ryan Day has to have all his eggs in the Michigan basket after what has happened the last few years.
I mean, he's gone if they lose again this year.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to be at that school and go and lose 4 in a row to them,
especially to this Michigan team.
Yeah, we can't throw the ball. So
let's take a break. We'll come back and we will talk ECU Army and more with Zach Kaplan, WNCT Channel 9 here on hour number 1 of Pirate Radio Live on a Thursday. Back with you after this.
Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates.
IMAX is here with mind-blowing images and earth-shattering sound. Come experience the first IMAX theater in Eastern North Carolina, only at Golden Ticket Cinemas in Greenville. Crystal clear IMAX laser projection and precision sound come together to provide the ultimate movie experience. And as always, Golden Ticket Cinemas has unlimited popcorn and the best selection of concessions around. Book your tickets at gtcinemas.com and come experience the best in cinematic quality. IMAX, only at Golden Ticket Ticket Cinemas.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
Washington's favorite place to eat and where all the locals go is down on Main Street. Down on Main Street's new fall weekly lunch specials are here and only for $8.99. Stop by Monday through Friday and enjoy chicken and pastry, spaghetti, meatloaf, hamburger, steak, and everyone's favorite fried shrimp plate. After work, Down on Main Street is the perfect spot for dinner and drinks with friends. Down on Main Street in historic downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
Hi, I'm Kim. My family is all with U.S. Cellular. So ever since they asked me to tell you that their special customer event, Us Days, is back, Mom's been texting me about the exclusive offers like $1,200 off any phone plus $400 off any tablet. Oh, that's Mom. Us Days at U.S. Cellular is back. Get $1,200 off any phone plus $400 off any tablet. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details. Actor portrayal.
In this new world of having everything delivered to your home or office, why wouldn't you start using Cellular Warehouse for all of your cellular deliveries? Toby Williams and his team are in the business of delivering phones and tablets every day to customers, which enables you to take the hassle out of visiting a store. The best thing about this great service is that it's free. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051. That's 252-799-7051, and let his team make your wireless experience fast and easy. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
The arrival of fall also means the arrival of new clothing at Russell's. Hey, it's Rhonda, and we're gearing up for a new season. New color, new texture, new styles, and even a few new lines. Whether it's game day, school day, church day, or wedding day, we have you covered. It's all the quality clothing lines you've come to love and enjoy at prices you can afford. We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Alterations are provided and handled in-house. A clothing store to meet your every need. Russell's Clothing in historic downtown Washington.
What's up, Pirate Nation? Kyle Gaines here from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Let me tell you what's going on this month, October, at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We have up to $10,000 off our Ram 2500s. Yes, that's right, up to $10,000 off our Ram 2500s. Also with that, we also have 3.9% financing for 72 months on our Jeep Wagoneers and have an amazing selection. So come check us out at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
This is Bryant Packard, ECU former baseballer. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Washington's favorite place to eat and where all the locals go is down on Main Street. Down on Main Street's famous weekday lunch specials are only $7.99. You can stop by for the house salad with grilled chicken, the half club sandwich with chips, or everyone's favorite, the fried shrimp plate, rather. And after work, down on Main is the perfect spot for dinner and drinks on the patio. You can join them every Wednesday for half-price wings from 4 p.m. to close. Down on Main Street in historic downtown Washington. And are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? CopyPro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year, and they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a six-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All righty. Welcome back into the program. Shirley Rhodes, Brett
DiMaggio.
Damaso. And Zach Kaplan. What's your middle name?
Blake.
Are you Zachary Blake?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is how stalkers are formed.
Dude, Tyler Feldman would not say his real name on the radio.
Huh?
He would be like, I'd be like, "What's your middle name?" I can't tell you. And then I said something about his Facebook name was Tyler or something. And
he wasn't happy about that.
He got mad about it. Like, dude, nobody cares about you. Relax.
If I posted anything controversial to my Facebook, I would feel that way. The last thing I posted was Brian Bailey's 40th anniversary celebration, so you should go watch that if you haven't already.
I post strictly political memes and false information, and I make graphics with pictures and numbers and stuff, and just post them, and just get so many likes. It's awesome.
There's a reason I don't tweet political takes clip.
Why?
Nobody cares.
Huh. All right. Moving along.
No one does. I don't know why people do.
Thursday night football, Pirate Radio tonight. What a dud.
Ugh,
but there is one Pirate we'll be watching, Sean, and that Pirate is
a shock. Jaquan
McMillan from the Denver Broncos. It'll be Broncos and Saints tonight, right here on Pirate Radio. Saints are without Derek Carr,
Rashid
Shaheed,
Chris Olave,
Taysom Hill, Sean Payton.
I think their center's out.
He'll be on the other side.
Drew Brees
will not be playing tonight.
Michael Thomas.
Deuce McAllister is out.
No Marcus Colston.
No, Colston's not playing. Terrence Copper.
Did you guys hear about the chant that's going to happen at halftime?
So was this on Pat McAfee or something?
I saw it this morning.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting
It's
chant.
like Jameis. It's like Jameis. It goes on forever.
It was like his hype up speech in the huddle before games when he played.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
1, 2, and then a couple words. 3,
it was
4,
actually
5, 6.
It was in the opening of one of the Maddens back in the day.
It could have been.
It was, and I can't remember which one it was, but it's like he goes.
Yeah.
How come when Jameis does it, it's stupid, but when Drew Brees does it, it's cool?
I think at halftime the crowd should go 1, 2, 3 into the foe.
I mean,
James has never thrown 30, or Drew Brees has never thrown 30 picks in a year. That was wow. Clip that one. God, I can't speak.
For the first time, the man cannot speak. Well, at least you didn't say
You coming after me? You coming after me?
Partition. At least he didn't say petition. All right. Now.
Yep. Show's not paying attention. All right.
Participate.
ECU Army.
What's going on?
Zach.
We made some participation jokes.
Oh. Give me just a moment, please.
Participation. ECU Army, Zach. ECU is going to win this game with whose army?
You in what army?
That's what I was trying to get to, and I couldn't quite get there.
With Mike Houston's army, of course.
I'm in the Lord's army, but what do you think about the matchup?
I mean, they'll probably need it. Mike Houston said it all week. It's a team that doesn't beat themselves. Haven't trailed all year, but you got to look at ECU's run defense, and they have been good besides the Charlotte game, besides the last time we watched them with our own eyes.
Besides the Charlotte game and the end of Liberty, they've been good.
So, can they show up against the best rushing attack they faced all year? I like to think they'll be a little better. They've had 2 weeks to think about how bad they were and how Charlotte players allegedly quit. I feel like the run defense can keep them in it for the first half. Do I have any beyond Army somehow turning the ball over 2 or 3 times thought that ECU goes up and wins the game outright? I don't. I think they will have Sakai Barker back. Thank you, J-Bone, for finding that out. I think Caden Hauser will get the start. I saw him practicing with the ones yesterday, so that's what I expect when I flip the ESPN2 on at noon on Saturday. And I also expect Army to have their way downfield in the passing game, and that will be the difference in the second half. And I think they win, but I do think ECU can keep it to 14 and cover if the spread stays at 15, which I think is where I last saw it.
When it comes to the rush defense, by the way, if you haven't seen it already, check out the Holt Naylor show. But Caden Norman, I was watching it last night. Caden Norman had a tidbit of saying the opponents that Army has faced this year, their rush defense is like bottom of the barrel in college football. I think you said it on the show too, and I think this is factual. This will be the most talented team that Army faces all year long so far up to this point. So
to this point.
Still have to play Navy, maybe twice. But I agree. This is the best front that they've played, and it's a step up in class that they haven't met yet. So they've only played it 11 times in 6 games. I do expect they'll have a few more after this one. The question is, how many can the Pirates defense realistically force? And it's an Army defense that hasn't allowed more than 14 in a game this year.
Vegas is showing some respect, I feel like, for ECU's defense in a sense, because Army has scored in the 40s 4 times, 37 the other time, 24 the other time. Army is a 16-point favorite, totals 51.5. Let's do gambling math. So we need to get a 16-point game. So let's say it's 30 to 14. That would only be 44 points. So we need to go up.
34-17?
34-17 would be a 17-point spread, and that would get us to the 34-7. Yeah, the 51 number, right? So
it's not perfect, but
yeah, they're saying
out there.
Because I was thinking maybe we go under. I do have a feeling. I got a weird feeling. I got a feeling we kind of hold that offense down this weekend.
Well, we've seen
first half,
and this is not Navy, but it's a similar offense to Navy with the triple option. They will go in the shotgun and throw the ball around. The Army will, but we've seen Blake Harrell's defense contain this offense before, and we've seen it on the road at Navy. We saw it last year in that awful game against Navy, only holding them to 10 points. So, I mean, Blake Harrell is very familiar with this type of offense and preparing for it, and you got an extra week with the bye week going into this game, which I think is very beneficial. So I think that we can hold our own on Saturday in West Point.
One thing that terrifies me playing against these teams is the passes over the top. And last week, Daly, their quarterback, was 3 of 7, but he had 102 yards and a touchdown. So, like, just that when they do decide to throw the football, they hit you with a big play. Daly the week before, 5 for 5, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. The week before that against Temple, he was 2 for 6 for 54 yards. So they'll throw, looks like 5 to 8 passes, and they'll probably hit a couple of big ones. You just got to hope you can, and maybe that's where you get your turnover. On one of those pass plays.
It's where you really missed Savone Revel, because you felt like he could have shut down any passing game downfield, and at least shut down one side of the field where they could potentially do that. I feel like a 31-16 game is in the cards, something like that. I don't expect the Pirates to win, barring the defense forcing 2-3+ turnovers. I don't see how you're going to do it. You're not going to have enough possessions, and I don't trust the offense enough to capitalize on them to this point.
We'll talk about this with Kevin Monroe, but it almost does feel like a pulling out all the stops game. You've got talk of a players-only meeting. You've got it looks like a new quarterback's going to play. Like you're really going all in on this one. It almost feels like panic button time for ECU.
It kind of is, though. And you are at the halfway point in the year. This is a game, this probably is you could argue Navy, but this is probably your toughest game left on the schedule. I guess that one is at home versus on the road. So, you got to try to go for the upset and see if you can pull it off with some changes. And, I do feel like Hauser is less of a turnover risk than Garcia. And I think that plays into their hand in this game and can be a positive.
For the Army side, everything is suiting up for an Army upset. Army to get upset. They are ranked for the first time. Their coach is on Pat McAfee. The nation's talking about them. Everybody's going to bet on them this weekend. It's like when all these things happen, a team loses. Now, usually those teams aren't military academies with discipline and focus and all that stuff, but a lot of these cases like this, that team loses the following week.
Also, going into the bye, you got a Commander-in-Chief's trophy game coming out of the bye. Like, it's very clearly the game besides the host UTSA right before Army Navy. I say right before, 2 weeks before. It's like besides that, this is the game that has like the least amount of luster on the schedule left. You play Air Force, 5-1 North Texas. You go to Notre Dame. I think they're playing at Yankee Stadium, and then that UTSA game, Blair, and then Navy at the end of the year. So this is the game that has like the least luster besides that UTSA game.
Yeah. Sean, you breaking down the film?
Yeah, watching them play Tulsa here, and
Mitchell.
So I mean, it's just they're just.
How do you break down that play? A guy was just left wide open for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's just a simple drop back out of the triple option formation, and nobody was out there to defend that guy. And he took it from the 40-yard line all the way to the house.
All right.
The play that made me say, "Oh dang," about Bryson Daly. Go watch that UAB game. I believe it's the first touchdown when he just stiff arms the guy. I mean, that was like a Sherman tank rolling through the field. Like that was something. I was like, okay, this guy is maybe Conference Player of the Year material.
Bryson Daly sounds like something. Am I thinking of Carson Daly?
Carson Daly, that's what I think.
But he also sounds like, Bison Daly. That was a guy named Brian Williams that went to Maryland, and then in the NBA, he changed his name to Bison Daly. Daly, D-E-L-E. But he sounds like a pro athlete or something.
Bison Daly, I like that name.
Future colonel in the United States Army.
I want to say something on the water. Something. What happened to him? Did he get like stranded in the water or something?
That'd be a bad way to go.
Bison Daly goes missing in Tahiti. He is believed to be murdered at sea by his older brother. Okay.
Oh, wow. Oh,
that one got dark.
Yeah.
Brian Williams.
That took a turn.
Went to Maryland and became Bison Daly. All right. Glad I could brighten the mood. We'll end it with a Johnny stat.
Well, you got Johnny stats.
Johnny Robertson. No team in the nation has gone for it on fourth down fewer times than the Pirates. 1 for 3.
That's really 3.
But they may need to be more aggressive on Saturday to keep Army's offense off the field. However, Army has only allowed opponents 5 first downs on 18 fourth down attempts. Great stats, Johnny.
You're not going to have any possessions to do it, so you might as well maximize them.
The stats to consider.
Pirates have only gone for it 3 times on fourth down.
Who's winning Panthers Commanders?
I would say the Panther or the I would say the Commanders, but I am not it's not even a trap. It's the NFL. We watch it every week.
Right.
Big time favorites lose every single week.
They've been awful this year against the spread.
Yeah, I like it would not shock me at all if the Panthers win this game. Our defense is not good. Andy Dalton's going to throw for yards. I just hope we can kind of do what we did against the Cardinals and Browns and even Bengals and just score every possession pretty much.
I'm going to go.
And in the game that we played yesterday on the stream, score every possession.
Panthers won that game.
Maybe a puntless affair. I'm going to go 35-31 Washington.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that kind of game.
It's going to be a shoot. Sorry.
Easy, man.
It's my bad. It's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Watch yourself.
Somebody out there just got murdered, and you're talking about shootout.
The OK Corral is the doors are swinging right now.
How do you feel about that?
I feel awful, and I think we should take a break.
We should. And when we return, we'll talk to Kevin Monroe, get his thoughts on ECU Army, and how about the Cowboys? Talk a little boys.
Not so good anymore, are they?
No, not one bit. We got that and more. Thank you, Zach.
See you, Zach.
Thanks for having me.
You going to New York?
I am not, but unlike Jerry Jones, I'm not going to come on this show and threaten your jobs.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Back with you after this.
This is Aaron Williams with New Blue Service Group. People have been asking, what's new at New Blue? And I'm always glad to tell them that we now specialize in crawl space moisture control and encapsulations, along with septic system repairs and installations. As always, we offer plumbing, electrical, and HVAC, all while redefining service excellence. So go ahead, contact us at callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. Go Pirates.
The price is always right at Doug Henry of Greenville. Doug Henry of Greenville has over 300 vehicles to choose from and brand new inventory arriving daily. Doug Henry is easy to find on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Memorial Drive and always online at DougHenryGreenville.com. This month, Doug Henry is giving back for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and with every vehicle purchased, they will donate $100 to Eastern North Carolina Cancer Services. Doug Henry of Greenville, right on the price, right on the corner. Go Pirates!
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates.
Let me show you what goes on behind the scenes when making a Shaq-a-Roni. We created Shaq-a-Roni my way, an extra large pizza topped with extra cheese and extra pepperoni. It's a simple recipe. We take everything you love, then we build it bigger. Pizza gets bigger when you Shaq-a-Roni.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Pirate Towing is now the exclusive towing partner for East Carolina Athletics. Pirate Towing has over 20 years of experience, open 24/7, and they can always assist you. Don't be stranded and wait for hours. Pirate Towing offers all roadside assistance to come give you a tow or jump start on game day or any day. Say Pirate Towing in your phone today and let the stress of car trouble go down. Pirate Towing, 955-4670. That's 955-4670, and also on Facebook. Pirate Towing, the preferred towing partner with ECU and Pirate Nation.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Jacob Jiggins Cowart, and the best place to go for custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items is University Sportswear. University Sportswear hit a home run for me when I needed my custom t-shirts. From start to finish, University Sportswear provided superior customer service and a quality product that cannot be beat. If your business, organization, or event needs t-shirts or promotional help, then you need University Sportswear. Visit universitysportswearenc.com for contact information. Go Pirates!
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Pirate Radio, your number one station for the latest on ECU sports. We are the voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Need cash fast? National Finance Company is here to help. For over 50 years, National Finance Company has been the small loan specialist with loans from $1,000 to $5,000 with low payments to meet your budget. We're in the business of getting you the cash you need today. Apply online for a loan at one of our convenient branch offices and get your money as fast as today. It's easy to get the cash you need. For extra cash, visit nfcmoney.com. And University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They are the local tech support experts for any of your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of your business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Brad will get to your Army parlay question in a moment, but First, I had a chance to talk to Kevin Monroe earlier today. You will hear and see that right now. All right. Joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, former East Carolina cornerback. He is the color analyst for Pirate Home Games on the Pirate Sports Network. Kevin Monroe joining us to talk some football. Kevin, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Clip. How about yourself?
Doing great. Enjoyed the bye week. Now getting ready to get back into Pirate football coming up this Saturday. Our Bud Light pregame tailgate begins 8 a.m., first noon game of the year. And I will be with you after the game on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. Kevin, Charlotte's so far back now, we'll bring it up, but no need to rehash it play-by-play. But it feels like a big week. I've heard like players-only meeting, potentially going to a new starting quarterback with Caden Hauser. It's kind of like they're throwing a lot at the wall here midway through the season, that putting a lot of eggs in this Army basket. They want to get this one, get back on track after being embarrassed a couple weeks ago. So when you hear things like that, new quarterback, players-only meeting, how do you feel about it?
Well, starting with the new quarterback, I would say that, when you come over as a potential starting quarterback from Michigan State, as a transfer, and you hear the quarterback situation that you're going to was pretty bad the year before, you're probably expecting to start. And then, of course, they signed Garcia afterwards, and you're considered 1 and 1A, right? All the way through camp, they said, these guys are interchangeable. We can't really pick one. But then all of a sudden, the guy in front of you is leading the nation in interceptions, and you still haven't gotten a shot. I would imagine that Hauser has been pretty disappointed. I don't know him personally. I'm just speaking out as how I would feel to not have gotten a start or not have gotten a shot to this point. So I think it's only right. It doesn't mean that he's better. We don't know what he can do, but I think it's only right that he gets a chance to run this offense. So I'll start there and say that I'm not surprised. They're giving him the opportunity because, you're 3-3. You're still in good shape in terms of making a bowl, having a run at the conference or whatever. You're not out of it by any means. So while you're still in it, give yourself your best chance to win. And then in terms of, this week and the players-only meeting, players-only meetings are great. The only thing about them is they usually happen out of desperation, right? They usually happen when things are going so bad that the players have to get together. So I hate that it happened that way, but I think it shows that they're showing accountability for where they stand in this situation. I mean, certainly the defense could be better, and if that means Blake Harrell making different calls, great. Certainly the offense could be better. If that means John David Baker making better calls, fine. And then in totality, it all falls under Coach Houston. So you can throw all of this at the feet of the coaches, but once the play is called, these guys have to produce. They have to make plays on the field. And I don't know if I've seen a whole lot of that. We saw a lot of missed tackles in the Charlotte game. We saw a lot of times where receivers seem to be in the same spot and balls being thrown in between two receivers. So there's definitely some things going on, some missed blocks. There's definitely some things going on the field that the coaches can't do anything about. The players have to fix. So to have that players-only meeting, to have some accountability, I think it's a good thing to see. The only thing about this game, though, is that you go to play Army. This is not a rah-rah, go as hard as you can go, take somebody's head off kind of game. You do that, and the dive man just went past you 50 yards out of the first touchdown, or the wide receiver that was pretending like he was blocking is now running down the sideline ready to catch the pass. This is an alignment, assignment type game. So you can be all pumped up and say, we're going to go get this game and blah, blah, blah. But if you aren't disciplined, they'll beat you by 50 points. And so hopefully, they're locked in as much mentally as they are physically, because it's going to take that kind of game.
One more thing on the team, the players themselves. After the game a couple Saturdays ago, Holton Ahlers said he wanted to hear about some screaming in the locker room, some yelling, some accountability, some what the hell's going on. And, there's a lot of different ways to go about it. But, Kevin, as a former player in that locker room, sometimes did you have those moments or need to have those types of moments?
You know what? The worst loss I was a part of as a player was at Syracuse in the Carrier Dome versus Donovan McNabb. I think we lost 56-0. And it was my first college start. And it was like, holy cow, what just happened? I don't know if there was a bunch of yelling and screaming as much as it was we got to get better because that was a much better team than we are, and they beat us in every facet of the game. So I can't say that I've been in a situation where there's just been a bunch of – now, what I have been a part of is finger pointing, right? When the offense is playing really well and the defense is not,
Right.
or vice versa. I've seen that go on. But for a total team meltdown like Charlotte was, I've not been a part of that. And I can see why, you'd want to see some screaming, but I actually don't know who it'd be from. Like, who is playing something they can scream at anybody? You know what I mean?
Good point. Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see how that turns out.
One more thing on Charlotte, the quitting allegations from the Charlotte players that they saw ECU players quit. I asked Elijah Morris about that this week, and I look at Elijah as a guy that is not going to quit out there. I mean, he's a walk-on turn leader, 4 years later. So I asked him point blank about it, and he said, I'm not going to speak on that, but I will say the film doesn't lie, and we got a lot to clean up. Basically, maybe admitting he saw some things he didn't like without coming out and saying it. So, Kevin, that might be one of the worst things you can say about a team or a player, right? That they're quitting on the field. So that was kind of tough to hear. And hearing Elijah's response, maybe he saw some things he didn't want to see again from ECU.
So let's look at it like this. I doubt there was times. Let's say on defense, I doubt there was times where the play was coming a player's way and he didn't do everything he could to make a play. Now, that's, if it's on my side, we're talking 4 or 5 or 6 hats on that side of the field. Question is, how hard were the people playing on the other side of the field, right? How many guys were running to the football to help make that tackle when they were down by 30 points? And that's where the film doesn't lie. I'm often telling my boys, you are to play until the whistle is blown, regardless of whether the play is on your side or not, regardless of whether the ball's being thrown to you or not. You keep blocking, you find some work, you go do something. Because when a coach turns that film on and he's watching specifically you, he wants to see what number 1 did from the beginning to the end of that play. And so if you're just standing around, that's not the type of player they want. And so I think what I hear Elijah saying is, when you turn them on, you don't see 11 hats sprinting to the football all game long. I doubt that the people that were, involved in the play weren't trying their best. Probably weren't as successful as they like to be in terms of making the actual tackle. But I didn't see anybody just, say, I'm not going to make this tackle. That type of attitude.
Kevin Monroe joining us. Kevin, maybe if it was another team other than Army, this would be more relevant, but feels like it's a recipe for an Army loss. And I'll bring all these examples in. They get a number beside their name, first of all. They're first time top 25 all year. While their coach is on the Pat McAfee show and all these other shows, ECU had a bye week to prepare, another extra week for Army. And in a lot of these cases, we saw it with Northern Illinois and UNLV. We see it each and every year. These teams get ranked for the first time, and immediately, boom, they're gone out of the top 25 after a loss. It's a little different because it is Army. Another thing is they have played a very weak schedule. East Carolina will be the best team they've played this year. I think that's pretty easy to say. So kind of sprinkle all that in. It is a nice little recipe for a Pirate upset this weekend.
I was going to say those few things. One, they haven't played anybody, which, listen, I don't consider East Carolina anybody either because we've not proven that we are a great team by any means. So we could go on that list of nobodies. But they've not played a team that's put much pressure on them. Their defensive stats are a little bit skewed because their offense has been on the field so much. Their defense hadn't had to do a whole lot. When they've been out there, they've been successful. But it's not like they've been out there for half the game or anything like that. So I'll just say that, for these two reasons, one of the hardest things to take in sports is a pat on the back. For everyone to be telling you how good you are. I mean, I went through it 99. We were 5-0. Everybody telling us how great we were. We're ranked in the country. That's the hardest thing to take because you're like, we just beat Miami and South Carolina and Duke. I'm not worried about Southern Miss, or I'm not worried about Tulane or UAB or whatever. And so that's how your mindset starts to get. The other thing is, Army, you know exactly what they're going to do on offense. They aren't hiding it. They're coming right at you. This is not going to be one of these games where you show up and they're running a completely different offense or they have a completely different formation than you saw on film. That's not what they do. It's been on film for 100 years. You know exactly what's coming at you. And so that all goes to their detriment. Now, if East Carolina is prepared, if East Carolina can match them man for man at the line of scrimmage, if East Carolina doesn't fall asleep in the back end when they, go and pop a big pass, then they can be in this game and they can win this game. But they haven't shown us anything recently defensively to let you think that they're going to stop a team that runs the ball really, really well. So it all depends on how the coaching has been this weekend, how they've taken the coaching, because we know that Coach Harrell knows all about the option offense. He's coached at places that have run the triple option. So I expect them to be mentally ready. If they take that out on the field and execute it physically, I think Army's going to see a much better team than they saw on film a week ago.
Kevin Monroe joining us. Kevin, each and every week on Wednesdays, Ken Watlington, WNCT Channel 9, joins us, and we continue for some reason to rank the teams in the state of North Carolina, and it gets worse and worse every week. It's so bad that Ken refuses to let us put ECU at the bottom because he's got North Carolina at the bottom. And then you got to figure out, well, Charlotte, I think we had Charlotte all the way at number 2 this week because we dropped NC State down. Like, it's crazy. It's awful. It's about the worst I've ever seen. But you're there in the triangle, Kevin, and, this could be it for Mac Brown. You think he goes out on his own terms, but if not, they might would run him out. Dave Dorn at NC State, I guess he's okay, but, they were a top 25 team before going into this year. Outside of Duke, everybody in North Carolina really struggling right now.
Yeah, and I mean, App State fans are ready to be like, what's going on? What are we doing? So I completely agree. The problem with Mac Brown is he's always gotten all the players that he wants, right? They have unbelievable facilities. He's got a coaching staff that knows how to recruit. If you're a big-time player in the state of North Carolina and North Carolina offers you, most of the time that's where you go. They don't lose North Carolina kids very often, and they're also pulling in kids from Virginia and Tennessee and other places like that. So they get all the best players. And so when you have all the best players, you got to perform on the field. Now, I'll give them the fact that they've had some issues at quarterback in terms of injuries. You didn't go into the season expecting to be playing your second or third quarterback. That makes a huge difference, as the Pirates saw last year, and we're still dealing with it this year with quarterback issues. But that doesn't have anything to do with your defense. Giving up 70 points to James Madison and so on and so forth. It's been a struggle there. So, yeah, I would imagine that the Tar Heel faithful is ready to run Mac Brown out of town as much as he's done for the program. It's just not working right now. And so whenever something's not working, you're looking for a change. And then Dave Doran is a similar situation where they're down to a backup quarterback, and they just haven't played up to the level they'd like to play at. And even the games they've won, they've been too close. I mean, they shouldn't have played Western Carolina that close. Southern Illinois is obviously better, having beaten Notre Dame, they're better than what they thought coming into the season, but they still shouldn't be to the caliber of NC State, and that game's too close. And so they've been in some games, and Syracuse is a game they probably should win. So they've had some issues, the state fans in general are ho-hum about life. they tend to be,
no doubt.
I work with a lot of them. They tend to be very pessimistic, and so right now they're ready for basketball season.
Kevin Monroe joining us. Kevin, got to ask you what happened on Sunday, man. The Lions are running trick plays in the fourth quarter.
You have to ask me that. You could just go past it. You could just skip over it. That's all you can do.
It's like line A, row B. I have to ask you about the Cowboys. What do you think about Dan Campbell running plays to the offensive lineman up 40 in the fourth quarter?
I was not watching the fourth quarter.
Okay. Good for you.
That late in the game. I'll just say this. Offensively, there's some issues that maybe we weren't prepared for at the beginning of the year, meaning the offensive line isn't holding up the way it should be. Therefore, it looks like we have no running game. I don't think there's anything wrong with Rico Dowdle or Ezekiel Elliott. They're both running hard. They get the yards they can get. There's just not a whole lot of places to run. So they got to fix up front first. And then they got to figure out a way to get a run game going. And then they got to have a receiver step up that's not named CeeDee Lamb. And then on defense, I mean, there's no excuses. All these guys have paid millions of dollars, but we do have 4 or 5 guys injured. So, I don't know what you shouldn't give up 50 some odd points or whatever they gave up to the Lions, regardless of who's playing. I think some of those guys quit. If you're going to say that that's happening with Pirate fans, I definitely think Pirate players, some of those guys quit. But it was just a mess. And so, I'll move on from that like I moved on from the Charlotte game and see if they can bounce back.
Commanders got the Panthers this week, and the defense we put out every week, I'm terrified of any opponent. So definitely, I love our offense. Feeling a little worried about what Andy Dalton might do this weekend. But Kevin, always a lot of fun talking football with you, man. We'll reconvene, do it again. You got homecoming coming up next week with Temple. You'll be back on the call for that one. So enjoy the weekend, and let's catch up again next week, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, Cliff.
Kevin Monroe joining us earlier today. We will take a break, come back, talk more Pirate football, a little Panthers football as well with Jim Szoke. He will join us on the program. Got that on the way. Hour 2, Pirate Radio Live after this.
Where do you find the best selection of pre-owned vehicles in Eastern North Carolina? It's DriveHereNow.com. DriveHereNow.com is a combination of 4 dealerships in Eastern North Carolina with a fully stocked inventory of over 200 SUVs, trucks, and cars. If you're looking to upgrade your vehicle or purchase for a new driver in the house, get shopping today at DriveHereNow.com. DriveHereNow.com, supporting the Pirates for over 47 years.
If you're in the market for a swimming pool and you're located from the capital to the coast, Elite Pools can make it happen for you. They are the Carolina's premier fiberglass and concrete pool builder and renovation contractor. Every pool is built with the highest quality products and on schedule. Visit the Elite Pool showroom located across from Agri Supply in Greenville with fiberglass pools on site and a design center to simplify all of your pool selections. They also have a full service department with pool supplies and they provide expert water analysis. Call Elite Pools today at 689-6557 or visit ElitePoolsNC.com. For pools, think Elite Pools.
Need cash fast? National Finance Company is here to help. For over 50 years, National Finance Company has been the small loan specialist with loans from $1,000 to $5,000 with low payments to meet your budget. We're in the business of getting you the cash you need today. Apply online for a loan at one of our convenient branch offices and get your money as fast as today. It's easy. Get the cash you need. For extra cash, visit nfcmoney.com.
This is Trey Hayes with Advanced Moving and Storage. Advanced Moving and Storage is here to help you have the best move ever. Advanced Moving and Storage is dedicated to making sure you get everything you need on your next move, no matter how large or small, whether you're local, in-state, or out-of-state. Our courteous and experienced personnel is ready to help. Call Advanced Moving and Storage today at 252-321-3200. If you want to remove stress from your next move, use the moving company the Pirates use. Advanced Moving and Storage.
Do life stresses have you feeling exhausted? Do your golf, tennis, and workouts have your body aching? If so, Kyra's Float and Wellness Studio has your solution. Come visit us at 2800 East 10th Street and try our services like our Float Therapy, which is a private pool containing a saturated solution of Epsom salt that allows you to float effortlessly for ultimate relaxation and therapy. At Kyra's Wellness Studio, we also have an infrared sauna, cold plunge, and salt and halo therapy that will leave your body feeling relaxed and healed. Contact us today at KyrasFloats.com. Kyra's Float and Wellness Studio. Restful intentions.
At Chicken Salad Chick, we make our food from scratch every day using fresh quality ingredients. We have 12 flavors of chicken salad, plus soups, sides, sandwiches, and desserts. Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity and nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. All of our delicious chicken salads conveniently packaged in take-home containers and multiple sizes for you or the whole family. Visit Chicken Salad Chick or order online today. Now open at 112 Red Banks Road in Greenville. Chicken Salad Chick.
University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern has been serving the tech repair needs of Eastern North Carolina since 2006. And as one of the only Apple authorized service providers east of Raleigh, all our technicians are Apple certified, and we only use genuine Apple parts. Your iPhone and Mac warranties are safe with us. Have questions or need service? Call 252-558-1280 or visit us online at universitypccare.com. University PC Care, your one-stop shop for service on everything Apple.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines has added a new early morning flight available now. You can book today at aa.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. PGV, where the pirates fly. And Saturdays are for pirate traditions and beer. This season, Bud Light has a new limited edition purple and gold ECU bottle on sale now. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please drink responsibly. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, here on a Thursday. Clip Rocks, Shirley Rhodes, Matt Brett, and Chandler Honeycutt here inside the Pirate Radio studios. We got baseball in about an hour between the Yankees and Guardians. It'll be Mets and Dodgers coming up later on tonight. We've got NFL, Saints and Broncos. There are a couple of college games. And we will continue to get you ready for ECU and Army. And joining us now on the Big Rock Power Sports Live line to talk some Pirate football, some Panthers as well, is Jim Szoke, who joins us once again here on Pirate Radio Live. Jim, how you doing today?
Doing well, Cliff. Hope you are.
Yes, sir. Doing well. Enjoyed the bye week, although for you, there is no bye week because you're, of course, doing Pirates and Panthers. So you were busy with Panthers football over the weekend, but back to East Carolina football this week. And, Jim, the bye came at a good time schedule-wise, 6 in the books, 6 to go. I guess you could say it came at a good time as well, the way East Carolina played their last game against Charlotte. Really poor defensive performance. That was the shocking thing about it, and you know, not spectacular offensively either. So how about you, Jim? You feel like the bye came at a pretty good time? This team needed maybe to kind of step back and look at what's going on with this season?
I mean, honestly so, because you think you're heading into that game hoping to come out of it 4-2 and feeling good, and instead you're 3-3, and they had not played like that on defense all year. Really didn't play that way on defense last year. When they lost 10 games. So that was surprising. I wonder, too, sometimes when you're facing a team that you're just a bad matchup, and that's not an excuse because we did enough things wrong on our side, but, you know, things that Charlotte, you saw it in the second half against Rice when they came back and they won the game with Purdy at quarterback. Are they a team that's on an ascent right now? That offensive line was very stout. They looked faster. They ran the ball probably more than they had in any other game this year, obviously 300 yards. Not having Zakai Barker doesn't help ECU. So kind of a little bit of a perfect storm. And I think you get down and then things start to unravel. You start throwing haymakers and the score gets crazy. But again, I think the biggest thing was just the run game defense was surprising. I know they're mad about it, and hopefully never see that happen again.
Jim, on the offensive side, it seems like the tea leaves are saying that Caden Hauser could get his first start in an East Carolina uniform. We saw him in action against Charlotte there late in the first half and on into the second half. If indeed they do go to Caden Hauser, you know, can that be, you know, sometimes you see a quarterback change and a boost on offense and guys are playing for their new quarterback. Can we get that kind of thing with Caden Hauser coming in if he is indeed the starter on Saturday?
Yeah, I think, you know, one, they'll be chomping at the bit to get back out there after the last game we talked about, so you always want to get that one and wash it away and move on to the next one in general. But you always get a boost when you make a change like that and rally. Should that be the case? Should that happen? And I think both guys had a chance to play in the last game, so we got the most extensive look at Hauser's we've seen. But difficult when you come in, you're down 3 scores to come in mid-game and do that. So we'll see moving forward what it looks like. I do know, just like the competition heading into the season, they like both quarterbacks. So no matter who plays and in what order, they feel like they have 2 different guys that are good. But it's been an up and down season, and the record reflects that. So we'll see what happens with this one.
Jim, we've talked about Army enough to the point where I'm almost tired of talking about how good they've been. Not trailed. They've covered every game. They're blowing out every opponent. The most points they've allowed in a game is 14. They've done that twice, and they've allowed 7 a few times, 10 the other time. So they are doing it in all phases, and a lot of it is on offense and ball control, keeping that ball out of the opponent's hands. Everybody I've talked to, and I've said this a lot, and people have agreed, East Carolina, the best opponent Army has seen to this point. But how about those Black Knights? And when you break them down, Jim, you've seen them run up and down the field as you prepare for this game too. So what do you think about this Army team?
Yeah, I'm seeing what you're seeing. It's like they're very good and taking nothing away from it, but they've not really schedule-wise been tested much. They'll hopefully come this Saturday and moving forward for them. I don't know why we invited them into the conference. They're very good. That just makes life harder for us. But it's hard to get mad at Army and Navy. They're both ranked for the first time at the same time since 1960. So watching a little bit of history happening right now, but they also don't hand out trophies at the halfway point of the season. So they've been very good so far. And the great thing that we know about this coaching staff with Blake Carroll and with Mike Houston is not only are they well versed against it, they've operated on teams that have run that offense. So even last year in a horribly down year, held Navy to 10 points. I know this is a different team, Army than Navy, as far as how they operate the triple option and some of the things they do. But it gives you a sample size anyway that they know what it takes to do that. I think it really comes down to execution. And it just comes down to, again, getting back to that run defense against Charlotte. They've had 2 weeks to be mad at that and hopefully look at that tape and fix it. So now the guys got to go out and do it. I'm sure they know what to do. It's just a matter of not missing assignments, not leaving open gaps, because they then will sucker you in and throw that pass over the top of your head every now and then. And that's a little bit different than what they did past years.
Jim Szoke joining us on the Big Rock Power Sports Live line. Jim, Ellerby said earlier this week he's been to some cool college venues. He said BYU is scenic out there and a great atmosphere to watch a game, but he said there's nothing like Army, and he went to ECU Army games when Army was awful and ECU wasn't much better, and it was 2 kind of bad football teams playing against each other, and the atmosphere and everything surrounding it was still amazing. So he can't imagine what it's going to be like with actual people excited about their Army football team. So should be an incredible atmosphere. Have you ever seen a game at Army?
No, last year was I'd been to Annapolis before, but it was my first game in Navy last year as far as the game goes. I've been to the Air Force Academy. Took my son out there to visit when he was interested in joining the academy. But this will be my first trip at all to West Point, whether it's for a game or just being on campus there. So obviously I've looked at videos of it, watched games from past years, and on the Hudson River, Michie Stadium just looks amazing. And everyone who's been that's talked about it says it's right up their bucket list with like going to Lambeau Field, Yankee Stadium, Fenway, things like that. So I'm actually looking forward to getting there early. And Andrew Bays and I always take a walk around, find something to eat while David Horn's setting up all that equipment, and to let him get out of his way, let him work, and we'll take a walk around campus there, see what's going on.
Yeah, should be awesome. Jim Szoke joining us on the Big Rock Power Sports Live line. One positive, Jim, this is a pretty good travel weekend for you, right? You go to New York, and then your next stop will be in Maryland for Commanders and Panthers on Sunday. So pretty decent travel slate compared to other weekends, I would assume.
Yeah, it's almost like a home week driving from Charlotte to Greenville. It's a little bit further, actually, about 4 hours and 15 minutes from West Point to Maryland, where we're staying for the game against Washington. But being a noon game helps. We'll be done around 4. The Panther game's like a 4:30 game the next day, so it's not too early. I actually looked at taking the train from New York, but that would require going back into the city, and I don't want to do that in New York, so I'm just going to drive it, and looking forward to it. So it's going to be compact weekend as it could be for having 2 road games anyway.
Jim, I am a lifelong Washington fan, and I don't know how to handle what's happening right now. We have a quarterback, we have an offense, we have something to actually root for, and we'll actually have, I think, Commanders fans excited and at the game on Sunday, which that home atmosphere has been awful over the years at FedEx Field, now I guess Northwest Field, but should be a good atmosphere. I've got a Panther fan, Chandler, here right beside me, and all week I've heard, oh man, going to be a blowout, all this stuff. I'm terrified of this game, Jim, mostly because I know the Washington defense can give up huge plays in the passing game. So I think both of these teams will score on Sunday. What's your take when you look at the Commanders and what the Panthers offer?
Yeah, Baltimore put up a lot of yards, Lamar Jackson in particular, in that game last week against Washington. I like how you call them Washington. I'm a Cleveland baseball fan, too. I call them the Clevelands. And Washington.
I say Washington a lot more than I say Commanders, Jim. I know exactly what you mean.
That way you don't mess it up out of old habits.
Yeah.
The Clevelands are playing the Yankees later today, and the Washingtons and the Panthers. But Andy Dalton, at least you feel like whether they win or not, if they're down or it's a close game, that at least you've got the ability to put some touchdowns on the board. So I give Andy Dalton the credit for at least running the offense, having a semblance of a passing game, and obviously Chuba Hubbard's having a great year running the football. So there are some things they got to get healthy on defense. They just looked awful against Atlanta in their offense. And I hate using excuses, but you just looked at the personnel out there, and it was half our practice squad was out there. And we're not the Niners, we're not the Chiefs. I know they have injuries too, but we're not deep like that. That's why they have better records. But when you're coming off a tough season, you just don't have that depth. So starting to get some guys back over the next couple of weeks will help. May not help in time for Washington, but he said they've been close. Some of these games, like the Cincinnati game, was a one-score game in the fourth quarter. It was an 8-point game against Atlanta. Then you throw a pick and things get out of hand. That's kind of what happens when you're not as deep and as talented as you should be. But I would say, to answer your question, I think Panthers can put a scare in them. If you're kicking it around in the fourth quarter, always gives you a chance to win.
Chandler, Jim will recognize some of the names on the Washington side. Yep. I don't know how you let Luvu get away. He got a game ball when Washington beat Cleveland, and also Jeremy Chin got a little Panther flavor there, Chandler, on the Commander side.
Yeah, two big playmakers, and they're being playmakers for the Washington Commanders already this year. So it's going to be weird seeing them play against the Panthers on Sunday. Yeah,
and I'm a big fan of Luvu already, Jim. He's fun.
He's good. I'll tell you, the guys, we get to know him, of course. Two great human beings, especially Frankie Luvu. And I think with Frankie, honestly, I think it was more about the system they're running defensively in Washington. I think the money was here from the Panthers. I think he was interested in playing up there and with that defense. And that happens as far as fit. And that defense fits him, has given him an opportunity to put some big numbers up. I don't think it was last week, but the week before he had 2.5 sacks, something like that. So he's good.
Jim, we talk Panthers football with Tony Dunn, the C3 podcast, every Friday, and he's trying to look for some light at the end of this tunnel here. And one of the things we talk about is Jonathan Brooks, the running back. Do you know when the Panthers will be able to get his services?
I'm expecting it'll be in 2 weeks. They have a 3-week window, and this is week 1. Otherwise, he has to go on the injured list the rest of the year. And so I think, at that point, he's like a year away from the injury with a torn ACL, so he should be fully recovered. I think they're just giving it every day and every week that they can, just to give him time to heal and be healthy. And you could be in shape and be ready to go, but it's that football stuff. You get back out there and just that quick twitch and things that are hard to replicate even in practice, let alone in just working out, as opposed to playing in a game on Sunday. So I think they're giving him every opportunity just to get the football stuff down as far as being able to play at that level. But I expect that'll happen, barring a setback in the next 2 weeks. His knee should be sound. He wouldn't be out there practicing, I don't think, if he wasn't. So that'll be interesting. You got Chuba Hubbard there, and people are always like, well, you got to get trade Chuba. It's like, well, gee, I remember we had D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. We're not that deep on personnel. We should just be giving running backs away that are Pro Bowl caliber. So I would love to see the two of them play out this year.
A good point. Chuba has had a good year, Chandler.
Yeah, he's been great on the ground for Carolina. We needed some sort of identity on the ground, and Chuba Hubbard's doing a great job. But, Jim, I do want to ask you, it's about this time of the year where we're seeing some trades. We've already seen a few in the past few days with Devontae Adams to the Jets, reuniting with Aaron Rodgers. Amari Cooper going to pair up with Josh Allen in Buffalo. But I see on a graphic right here from Adam Schefter, and there's 10 guys, or it says notable trade candidates, and it's 10 guys from across the league. 4 of the guys out of the 10 are Carolina Panthers: Bryce Young, Deontay Johnson, Jonathan Mingo, and Adam Thielen. But I guess my question is do you see the Panthers doing anything, making any kind of moves?
You know, when your record is what it is, they entered the season saying there's no set expectations as far as the record goes. That means you're in, kind of a multi-year rebuild. And so you're talking about, in cases of some of these receivers, guys in their 30s. In the case of Johnson, he's here on a 1-year deal. Again, it depends on what you get in return. It takes 2 to make a trade, but if you can get a decent return of a draft pick or 2 of some kind, it makes sense because of just, you're trying to build a core team around something that's going to be around for a while, and as opposed to a one and done. So I think those are all things that'll be probably discussed and kicked around, possibilities, but you're not going to give them away either. I'm not a huge fan of day 3 picks. I mean, not that you can't score with a day 3 pick, but anything that's like day 2 and above, I think you got to look at seriously because this team needs multiple personnel moves, and the more decent draft picks they can get as far as opportunities, I would certainly look at that.
I do, and Jim, I want to I tip my hat to you for all the traveling you do during the football season between Saturdays and Sundays. But there was one Sunday a few weeks ago where I heard your voice on the Panthers radio network, and I thought to myself, wait, I just heard this guy calling games for East Carolina and Liberty. That game got over at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I guess just take us through that journey from Lynchburg, Virginia to Las Vegas, Nevada.
It was supposed to be a game that, of course, that began at 6, and it did, and ended at 6:10, and then got delayed for 4.5 hours. And so, just to do the math quickly, I planned it out that in my head I was going to be home in Charlotte for 3 to 4 hours, take a shower, maybe even take a nap for a little bit, and then head to the airport. And they just kicking that can down the road, 10:45 kickoff. And I'm thinking, I told those guys about halfway through the game, there will be no postgame show from me. Whatever time we get done, you guys got postgame. It did. It ended right at 2 o'clock. Had to walk out, get to the car about 2:15. Drove straight to Charlotte Douglas Airport, and it's a 3-hour and 15-minute drive. I did not stop. I had gas in my car. I got there at 5:30 for a 7:15 flight, and made it. But it was completely, work till 2, drive until 5:30. I don't sleep on airplanes just because I'm just not that comfortable sleeping sitting up. I just teeter over. And so I slept 3 of the 4 hours on the plane, landed in Vegas, got there, did the pregame show, did color for the game, and came back on the team charter. And that team charter got home, overnight into the next night there. So I slept maybe those 3 hours on the plane out of about 48 hours. And at least it was the Panthers win. They won out there, and the Panthers won. But, of course, the Pirates started good but didn't get the win on that one. But that was about the perfect storm as far as I cut that as close as I possibly could to be able to pull this off.
That was incredible. Yeah, we do tip our caps for that, Jim. That's amazing. Well, thanks so much for joining us, man. I always enjoy talking football with you. Have a great call on Saturday up at West Point, and have a great broadcast as well Sunday when the Commanders take on the Panthers. And we'll talk to you again down the road, Jim. Thank you so much, man.
All right, Clip. Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
All right, there he is, Jim Szoke, joining us on the Big Rock Power Sports Live line. Great to talk football with, and the hardest working man in football entertainment. Goodness gracious.
Him and Kirk Herbstreit do a lot of traveling.
Yeah, Matt had a good question. How many Red Bulls? I'll have to ask Jim that next time we talk to him. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll keep the football talk rolling. We'll talk some picks with Jeff Nadu when we return. Pirate Radio Live. We got action tonight, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Hell, actually, it doesn't stop. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We just keep going. But we'll talk about this week in football with Nadu when we return after this. The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates in ENC. Open at noon 7 days a week with live music. Come enjoy sports trivia with me, Clip Rock, every Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, it's live local acoustic night, along with line dancing from 7 to 9 on Wednesday. Thursday, there's a brand new lineup with Singo starting at 8, followed by karaoke with DJ Dog. Ladies and free both Friday and Saturday nights with the best local bands in the area. Finish the weekend with free games and DJ Kid Scene.
Y'all come get
get fucked up.
IMAX is here with mind-blowing images and earth-shattering sound. Come experience the first IMAX theater in Eastern North Carolina, only at Golden Ticket Cinemas in Greenville. Crystal clear IMAX laser projection and precision sound come together to provide the ultimate movie experience. And as always, Golden Ticket Cinemas has unlimited popcorn and the best selection of concessions around. Book your tickets at gtcinemas.com and come experience the best in cinematic quality. IMAX, only at Golden Ticket Cinemas.
Pirate fans, East Carolina tips off the 2024-25 basketball season soon, so now's the time to purchase your season tickets. High-flying senior R.J. Felton leads the charge on the men's side, while Farmville native Mai Joyner looks to lead the women back to the NCAA tournament. Men's season tickets start as low as $125, while the women are just $45. Go to ECUPirates.com or call 800-DIAL-ECU to purchase your tickets today.
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? This is a very important step when trying to purchase a home in the current market. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of loan programs. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir has over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with the superior customer service you deserve.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260.
Braxton Green, NMLS 222-3878. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender, NMLS 208516.
I'm Caleb Stroud, the founder of Stroud's Marine. I grew up on the water and I've loved boating my entire life. In 2012, I decided to give back to the marine community by creating a way for boaters to order pre-owned salvage marine parts online. Stroud's Marine was born to offer incredible prices and unparalleled customer service. We stand behind every part we sell, and our mission is to save you money and get you back on the water as quickly as possible. Visit StroudsMarine.com today for more information. Stroud's Marine, your best source for salvage outboard parts.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
There's more to fall than just Pirate football. It's also a great time to list your home for sale with ENC Pirate Realty Allen Tate. Why should you list your house for sale in the fall?
It's a low inventory market. Right now, Pitt County is experiencing a shortage of homes on the market, especially at certain price points. Currently, there's only about 2.5 months of home inventory available, with the average sales price sitting right at $300,000. Visit our website, encpiraterealty.com, to connect with our experienced team of agents. Go Pirates!
Want a burger with attitude? Bad Daddy's Burger Bar is the place to get it. Located just off of Greenville Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center and a short distance away from Downey Ficklin Stadium, Bad Daddy's has a lineup of chef-inspired burgers, giant chop salads, the famous Badass Margarita, and a fabulous selection of local craft beers. Get started with Not Your Mama's Deviled Eggs or fried pickles before diving into one of their juicy burgers like the Bacon Cheeseburger on steroids. Or spice things up with the Heat Wave Burger. People have called their burgers totally insane, but they'll take that as a compliment. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. Go Pirates.
Pirate Radio.
Remember, in a pirate ship in pirate waters in a pirate world, ask no questions. Believe only what you see.
The voice of the pirate nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Be sure to visit one of ECU graduate Brandon Tate's U.S. Cellular locations and experience the highest standard of customer service. The purpose of the Atlantic Wireless Store experience is to inform, illuminate, and inspire. Find the location near you at atlanticwireless.com. Atlantic Wireless, we go beyond the call. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Got a question. Help out my guy, Met Brett. Where's the nearest horse track around here? I thought it was a good question. I kind of Googled it up and couldn't find many answers.
I told him, I said, that's a Jenny question because Jenny's big into horse racing and all that kind of jazz.
Former equestrian star.
Yes.
Although the horse is the star, not the rider.
Jenny, if you're listening, please let us know where the nearest horse race is or the horse track is. Please. And thank you.
All right.
Let Brett know.
And that's,
where's the horses racing?
For our listeners as well. Where can we go?
Bet on some horses.
Whiskey for my men.
Beer for your horses.
Mm-hmm. That's right. All right, let's head out to the Big Rock Power Sports Live line. Keep the football talk rolling with Jeff Nadu, who joins us today on Pirate Radio Live. Nadu, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you, Cliff?
Hey, doing good. No ECU football last week, so took a week off to enjoy a great weekend of football, some big-time matchups and games that lived up to the hype. Now we'll get back into it, and the Pirates back on the field, taking on now ranked Army on the road. Last I checked, around a 16-point dog. I know, Jeff, you have been rolling with Army all year long, pretty much to this point. I believe I saw a tweet from you earlier this week that said they are one of two teams that have covered every single game so far this season. So when you look at the Black Knights and the Pirates this weekend, you going to continue to roll with Army?
I mean, yeah, they'd probably be an auto bet for me. I mean, they still are an auto bet for me. I don't think ECU is going to do much in the way of stopping them. Look, I could be wrong. I've been wrong with ECU before, but Army's a wagon. We know what they can do offensively. They've been elite in the red zone. They're also a very good run defense. We know that ECU has quarterback issues at times, turnover problems. It's hard to go up there and win. It's hard to go up there and win at noon. They've been elite against the number. I think the issue that you have here is the whole world now knows that Army's good, and what you're going to start seeing is a bunch of squares betting them, a lot of TikTok clowns, that sort of thing. So I think that's kind of the issue here. But, yeah, I'm not really – I think these kind of teams, you just keep betting until they lose. And Army's not exactly, like, winning by, like, a half a point or a point.
Yeah.
They're taking care of business week after week, and the games aren't close.
Any, I don't know, concerns about their schedule thus far, Jeff? And I was talking to Kevin Monroe, former Pirate color analyst now on ECU's radio network, and he said Army hasn't really played anybody, and he said, I'm going to include ECU in the nobodies right now until they show me otherwise. So Kevin's kind of saying, hey, we are kind of the caliber of team they have played so far, but hadn't exactly been a murderer's row. I mean, at some point, do they, get stopped at some point in their schedule, or do you not really care about who they've played so far?
But I guess my question to him and to anyone else that uses things to create narratives, who has anybody really played? I mean, is anybody really that good in college football? I mean, to be honest. I mean, if you're going to use that argument too, like, who has Texas played? I mean, everybody will tell us how great Texas is. Who's Texas played?
Yeah.
I think you play who's on your schedule. And as I said, Army's not winning each game by 4 or 5 points. They're winning every game by 3 touchdowns plus. You can make the case about everybody. I think people use it to their narrative, but these teams are outgaining. They're good on both ends. I've heard a lot about Indiana and how they haven't played anybody, yet they just keep burying teams every week. You play who's on your schedule. I don't know how good anyone really is. There's probably maybe 2 or 3 really good college football teams. I think everybody else is just kind of in the middle of the road.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, I've got. What do we got? 6 Thursday and Friday games. So I'm going to run over these real quick just to see if you like anything for the Thursday night or Friday night slate. Thursday night, it's Georgia State at Marshall. Marshall an 8-point favorite, total 51.5. BC and Virginia Tech tonight. Hokies an 8-point home favorite, total in the upper 40s. Real quick, Friday night slate. Florida State at Duke. Duke is 5-1, looking to become bowl eligible. They are a 3-point home favorite against 1-5 Florida State. Oregon, coming off their win over Ohio State, plays Friday night at Purdue. Oregon, a huge favorite in that one. Oklahoma State at undefeated BYU. BYU, a 9-point favorite at home against the Cowboys. And then Fresno State, 3-3, taking on Nevada. Fresno, a 3-point road favorite in that one. So there's your Thursday and Friday night slate. Anything jump out at you in those games?
Yeah, big Duke. I think the funny thing, and I'll kind of go off what we were just talking about, people have shown, like Florida State Clip, is who they are. They're not going to go out and do something different here because they're playing Duke. I understand Duke has never beaten Florida State, ever, in their entire life of being a football program. They've never beaten the Seminoles. But, Clip, you know and I know, would you probably agree in your lifetime, this is probably the worst state Florida State's ever been in as a football program, right?
Easy, yeah.
And this is probably, we're at the point where Duke has, likely one of their better teams they've ever had. They're off a bye. They've read that they've never beaten Duke or they've never beaten Florida State. Things are meant to stop, and eventually something good will happen. The Blue Devils are off a bye, as I said. They're off of a loss. They're bowl eligible with a win. They're at home here. They have a better quarterback. They have a better defense. They have a better coach. They have a better everything. They're a better team, and we've seen Florida State have shown what they are. I think Duke wins, and I think they do it by double digits.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, looking at the big matchups coming up on a Saturday, Alabama and Tennessee, both of those teams kind of underwhelming in their wins last week. And then you've got, of course, Georgia and Texas. Texas, boy, this one's kind of ballooned to Texas -5. What do you think about that line in the Georgia-Texas game?
Yeah, I think to me, I had this game at a field goal. I think we're running a little crazy if we're going to say that Texas is 5 points better than Georgia. And look, I think Georgia's just going through the motions, man. They lost to Alabama. Game is close, could have went either way. But look, I still think Georgia's really good. I think this game is still a great game. I think it's probably a lot like the game last week at Oregon, Ohio State. Two good teams, two teams with good quarterbacks, two teams with plenty of weapons. And two teams with solid defenses. I think Texas, again, if you're going to say how great or how bad teams are and who they played, who the hell has Texas played? Georgia's absolutely played all for Alabama. They played a Clemson who's really good, shut them out essentially. So I'll take Georgia getting 5.
Jeff, anything else you like on the college football slate coming up this weekend?
Yeah, I'll throw one or two out to you, Clip, here. I think a game that I'm really interested in is a game in the AAC. I like North Texas getting a bunch of points against Memphis. I actually played their team total over here, 26.5. Clip, North Texas is downright impressive offensively. I mean, 2,000 yards for Chandler Morris already. He's got 20 touchdowns, which is tied with Cameron Ward. They're really good in the red zone. They lead the country, I believe, in passing plays over 10 yards. Seventh, I believe, in rate in the red zone. They're just really good offensively. Memphis can't stop anybody. I don't care who they played. The best quarterback they played was DJU at Florida State. I think they're going to get kind of in trouble here against a really good passing attack. Also, like Illinois, Clip, against Michigan.
Yeah.
We have not talked enough about how bad Michigan's offense is, Clip. I mean, they are wretched. They can't throw the ball. They've only been in the red zone 11 times this season. 11.
Jeez.
They really just can't do anything. I think if you're Illinois, you stack the box. Illinois was clearly looking ahead last week after they struggled against Purdue. Illinois has covered 5 straight as a dog. From what I've understood, they have this game circled since last year. Stack the box, make Michigan beat you through the air. I don't think they can. And one thing we don't also talk about, Michigan, 111th in the country in passing defense. They've not been very good against the pass. I think Luke Altmaier is the better quarterback. They're getting 3 in a hook. Give me them in a circled game.
Jeff Nadu joining us with some insight on today's edition of Pirate Radio Live. Jeff, I love the phrase fill in the blank shouldn't be a favorite on the road against anybody, and I got to put the Broncos in there. They play the Saints tonight. Although, if you tell me the Saints are without their starting quarterback, 2 receivers, Taysom Hill, others, then I say, okay, I guess I get why the Broncos are road favorites tonight. This one is ugly, total in the 30s, 37.5. Do you have an edge one way or the other on Broncos Saints tonight?
Yeah, my first thought was under. I think it's your kind of typical Thursday night game. That said, I just don't know what the Saints are, man.
No.
Obviously, I think they're going to struggle on offense, but I don't know what happened last week defensively. I don't like Thursday games. I've kind of made that clear to you. I know you know that. I get the thought, but yeah, I don't I would lean under, but I also wonder, are the Saints very good on defense?
Jeff, you were pretty disgusted at the Eagles, even though they won last week. It was not pretty at all. They really let the Browns hang around and put a scare into them. How you feeling about Philly and New York coming up? NFC East matchup. Giants kind of their last stand here. If they want to do something this season, they probably need to win this game. They're 3-point dogs at home to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, outside of last year, Clip, which, the Eagles, if you remember, lost late in the season to the Giants 27-10, the Eagles had completely owned the series, man. You had to go back the last time they won the 2021 13-7 game, a game the Eagles didn't need because they were already in the playoffs. The Eagles have just owned the Giants. It's that simple. Saquon Barkley, you have to figure he'll have a big game going up and playing up in New York. This game's always tough because that turf is brutal. You hate going up there. But I don't have any interest in laying points with the Eagles right now, Clip. They're 2-8 over their last 10 as a favorite. They just flat out can't beat teams by margin. They just don't ever do it. I don't know if they will do it. The defense is struggling. They're not getting a pass rush. Seems like the Giants are starting to find it a little bit offensively. I don't think the Eagles are a very good team under Nick Sirianni. I don't think that's going to change until they decide to make a change there.
I'm just seeing this line for the first time. People still believe in the Jets. Now, they add Davante Adams, and I believe I read he's going to suit up this week for the Jets. That and the Amari Cooper to the Bills, some big trade news this week. But the Jets are road favorites in Pittsburgh. Jeff, any thoughts on that and any other NFL games coming up this week?
Yeah, I think you have to remember, as we talk about the NBA a lot of the time, there's only one basketball. There's only one football, and I think Garrett Wilson, I'll look at props for him. I think he could be a decent prop play just because of, I think, the interest in Davante Adams. Don't have much on that game. I think Lions-Vikings is fascinating. I think those are the two, to be honest. I think they could be the two best teams in football, quite honestly. Lions really showed me something last week.
Yeah.
Minnesota's still not getting a lot of love, Clip. I mean, the whole world's on Detroit. Minnesota's, though, 5-0 against the number. They've looked elite on defense. They're off a bye. I think they get the first win in this matchup at home. I really like this Minnesota team, but this could be a NFC title game preview.
Jeff, I love talking football with you. We are on at 8 a.m., 8 to noon on Saturday. So we'll see if we can catch you sometime Saturday morning and get some more picks for you, talk some more college football.
Yeah, I think we could probably do maybe around 10 o'clock. Clip, by the way, we are under a month away from college basketball. Very excited. And I was looking over that ECU roster recently. I'm interested. I see some talent on that team, and I'm interested in seeing how they do this year.
I'm going to say maybe for the first time ever, Jeff, you might know more about this ECU roster than I know, because outside of R.J. Felton and a couple of other guys that stayed, it is a new team with some new names. So I got to get to know these guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, I I think C.J. Walker coming in. That's a pretty solid transfer. He was good at UCF under Johnny Dawkins. They play good defense there. I'm excited about the season. A lot coming up and
good deal
going on over there.
Awesome, man. Yeah, looking forward to talking hoops with you. Thank you, Jeff. We'll talk to you on Saturday, man.
Sounds good.
There is Jeff Nadu joining us, Big Rock Power Sports Live Line, and he'll join us coming up Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll hit our Fleet Feet rundown. A lot of sports action going on tonight. We'll get Brett's thoughts on Mets and Dodgers, and have more for you. Pirate Radio Live when we return after this.
Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. I am Dr. Chris Gateway, and our mission at Michaels & Gateway is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Doctors Michaels & Gateway are committed to providing an outstanding patient experience with every visit. Not only do we offer all your dental needs under one roof, in most cases, we can take care of those needs on the same day. Bring your smile to us at Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry. Dentistry.
Okay, you have got to come to the Loose Goose. I mean, right now, come to the Loose Goose, 241 Four Lines Road, Winterville, North Carolina. We are a part of Advanced Moving and Storage. All the cool things that we buy, find, oh my word, you won't believe it. We've got everything from furniture to every kind of household thing that you need except appliances. The Loose Goose. We're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and on Saturdays, 10 till 5. You're going to be so glad you did.
Save a load on a new John Deere compact utility tractor and loader from Quality Equipment. It's never been easier to get the best brand on the market at an unbeatable cash price or with great financing at our lowest ever monthly payment. Now is the time to get that tractor package you've been dreaming of to get your next job done right. Stop by one of our 36 locations in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, or visit us online at QualityEquip.com.
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that are important to our customers, employees, and communities. While we have grown in size and presence, we have never forgotten our roots. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. Our success is your success, because to us, this is home. Go Pirates! Bankwithunited.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Dr. Hote from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Greenville's hometown pizzeria is Cucinella's. Cucinella's has 2 locations with great options for lunch, dinner, takeout, and they now offer catering. Dine in for lunch with a slice, salad, and a drink with a friend, or stop by after work and grab a beer or glass of wine while you wait for your to-go order. The best pizza, grinders, salads, and homemade Italian ice is at Cucinella's. Cucinella's Midtown across from Best Buy, downtown across from Sup Dogs, and on Facebook and Instagram. Cucinella's, serving handcrafted pizza since 1932. Come taste the difference.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker, and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road, and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you'll probably play football without a helmet, too.
This is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning. Give me a call today, and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates.
This is Holt Nailers for my friends at Anson Belts, the belts that I wear. Go to AnsonBelt.com to find micro-adjustable holeless belts with over 30-plus options of a 1/4 inch apart instead of your typical 5 holes 1 inch apart, always giving you the perfect fit every time. If your waist fluctuates, Anson Belt is great because you can always find the perfect fit any time of the year. AnsonBelt.com, over 10,000 combinations to choose from, a belt for every occasion, and the official belt of the Holt Nailor Show.
Pirate Radio, serving the great community of Greenville and beyond with the best content on air and on digital. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where all the locals go for Mexican food and fun. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's for the Gulf of Mexico every Tuesday. A huge 38-ounce lime margarita for only $8.99. On Wednesdays, all Mexican imports are only $2.99. And on Thursdays is half-price house margaritas. Learn to walk sometime there, Chan. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right. We got major college basketball news that we will tell you about on our Fleet Feet Rundown. But first, here is Schnappa, the birthday boy, Alex Harper.
Hey, Pirate Nation. Be sure you have the best and most comfortable shoes this tailgate season with a stop at Fleet Feet. Locally owned and operated by ECU alum Chris Lunyon. Fleet Feet of Greenville provides solutions through one-on-one services to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you in the right shoe, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Go see them at 207 East Arlington Boulevard in the old Gordon's Golf location. Fleet Feet. They run for you.
All right. Thank you, A-Harp. Man, he gets out of here quick. Call him and see if he answers as he's walking out the door. He probably won't or shouldn't.
I'm good.
Live on the air.
You're live on the air, bud.
No.
Yeah, you are.
We have to sing.
Hey, we got to sing a song for you. Do you have time?
Okay.
All right, here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alex. Happy birthday to you.
Man, I'm kind of emotional right now. That was beautiful, guys. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday, Schnapple.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Love y'all.
All right, love you too, and good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
All right, see ya.
Alex, I never do this, but I'm going to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to give him one too.
I am feeling the love right now because intern Zach just showed me this Jaden Daniels rookie card, and it is now in my possession, and I'm going to give him. The problem is, Zach, I don't have anything in your lifetime really, but I've got some stuff you can add to your collection. I've got some Larry Johnson Charlotte Hornets rookies I can throw at you. A Dion Braves baseball card. Prime's kind of popular now. So I'll give you like 5 cards to 1 Jaden Daniels, something like that. But yeah, this is my first Jaden Daniels card. I'm kind of excited. Thank you. All right, let's start with Did You See? I hope something's got to be wrong. You don't just retire as a college basketball coach 2 weeks before the season. But that is the case with a very prominent coach, a champion coach, Tony Bennett. News coming out, Jeff Goodman, I saw, had it. Others have it. Tony Bennett is retiring. And did you see effective immediately?
I did.
So, Dunzo. Tony Bennett to announce his immediate retirement in a press conference Friday at 11 a.m., according to Virginia Men's Hoops. That is wild stuff.
What did they do now?
That is out of the blue.
Let's look at the Virginia staff and see who they...
So the Charlotte coach went back to Virginia to be an assistant, right? Sanchez?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming he's going to take over. I have always said Tony Bennett will eventually be the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets. So now I'm thinking that'll happen here in the next few years, unless Charles Lee is the next Phil Jackson. You recognize anybody on staff there, John?
Tony Bennett. They need to fix that because he is no longer the coach. Ron Sanchez is the associate head coach for the Cavaliers.
I think he takes over.
Jason Williford, Orlando Fandross, Isaiah Wilkins, Brad Soderberg, Kyle Guy.
Here's a guy.
Kyle Guy, former Cavalier.
Oh my God.
Athlete.
Kyle Guy.
Athlete development mentor, special assistant.
Who is Isaiah Wilkins? I feel like I've heard of him before.
Isaiah Wilkins.
Wilkins, basketball player from Virginia. Okay. There you go. Huge news today. Tony Bennett retiring. All right, Brett. Last night, no offense to speak of. We had the over. Your Ohtani bet hit because he went yard.
So the only two that didn't were the Mets money line
and Pete Alonso did not get
Yeah.
any bases.
Because I believe you had, 3 hits? They were all singles? Something like that?
Yeah, it was bad. It was embarrassing. It's a must-win game tonight, Clip.
All right. How you feeling about tonight?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
A little nervous. If they don't win this one, they're in trouble. You need the hopefully they win tonight and then can win again on Friday and have a 1-game lead going back to LA.
Yeah, so next 2 in New York, and Brett is calling this one a must-win.
Must-win. Most important game of the year.
There you go. Got Guardians and Yankees getting underway in about 15 minutes or so. Coming up tonight, NFL. Not a great one. Broncos.
Not a great one.
Broncos at Saints. A lot of injuries, especially on the Saints side. Looking at college football tonight, Virginia Tech taking on BC in Blacksburg, and also Georgia State is at Marshall. Are the Canes in action tonight? No. Shirley says no.
No.
And Shirley is correct, Demunda. All right, so that is what is going on tonight in sports.
The Hornets play. Hornets.
It's preseason.
You want to talk Baylor Gonzaga?
Hey, what's the David Price Construction countdown to tip-off on Baylor Gonzaga?
What's the date? November 4th?
Yeah. Can we get a DPC?
Yeah.
19 days, I think.
All right, Zach's going with 19. How close is he, Sean? It's going to take Sean 19 days to Google this.
Oh, man.
It says it right.
18 days.
Oh, I was close.
It just said 19 while you were typing it.
Well, guess what? That was wrong. It's 18 days.
Okay, fine. 18 days away from a game Zach's excited about. Jamie just pulled a Daniels rookie card. Good for you. Jamie says Tony Bennett has had health issues previously. Chad says sucky timing for Bennett's retirement. All right, what do y'all think about Brad's Army parlay? For Army first quarter -3.5, second quarter -5.5, third quarter -3.5, fourth quarter -3.5. He says it's plus 905. I don't like it, Brad, because I got a feeling that East Carolina's going to hang in this game. And I feel like if Army wins all those quarters, then they're not going to be hanging in this game. But what's the phrase, Sean? You do you.
You do you, boo.
You do you, boo, Corrigan.
Be well, Brad.
Hey, Brad, be well. Yeah, I don't like it. John?
I don't like it at all. I'm not saying that as an East Carolina bird.
What are you saying that as?
I'm saying that as a analyst, as a co-host to Pirate Radio Live, that I don't think that goes through.
Let's hear what Jeffrey has to say on Facebook.
Hey, Jeffrey. Jeffrey!
LOL, Pirates can't get by Norfolk State. They will get manhandled by Army and Navy. I'm a Houston fan. I'm a Houston fan, but at year 6 with one of the softest schedules in D1 football, and they are 3-3, have gotten beat by Liberty, App, and Charlotte. Wins over Norfolk State, ODU, and UTSA. Man, not good at all.
I'm so glad he...
Jeffrey, are you AI? Are you a real person? Did you really just come on this show on Facebook and recap the season as if we don't talk about it every damn day of our lives?
He looked at our show and said, "You know what? Let me tell these guys what are
we do this 3 hours every weekday.
Who we lost to and
4-hour pregame, post-game show, and you're in the Facebook chat telling us who we beat and who we lost to. Are you a real person? If so, I'm sorry for you and your loved ones. I hope you're a robot."
He's not.
How you know?
Well, he's got 3 mutual friends with me on Facebook.
Is he in Beta Club with you?
No,
one of your Beta Club buddies?
Well, he's a smart guy. He knows his ECU football.
Why did he say LOL Pirates can't get by Norfolk State? What does that mean?
I don't know. I guess he thinks that the score should have been bigger instead of 42-3.
Wins over Norfolk State, ODU, and UTSA.
Rebounds. Hey, look, he says that. I don't agree with that. I think that was not a great take. Like, can't get by Norfolk State, but he rebounds. He says, I'm a Houston fan, but at year 6, he got that right. This is year 6 for Mike Houston. He says this is one of the softest schedules in D1 football. I would say that's correct. And then he says we are 3-3. That is correct. He says we've lost the Liberty, App, and Charlotte. Correct. Wins over Norfolk State, ODU, and USTA is actually what he said. USTA. Not good at all.
USTA. Jeffrey does my job better than me, explaining to the Pirate Nation what's going on with Pirate football. Jeffrey, send in your resume. You could very well be the next host of Pirate Radio Live. If you bring stuff like that to the table every day, you could do this better than me.
Army plays ECU. ECU's 3-3. Army's 6-0. Let's take a break.
That's as simple as that. That's all you got to do. And we will take a break and be back with Coach Hud, Greg Hudson, and more when we return.
He was the defensive coordinator here from 2005 to 2009. Won back-to-back CUSA championships. Let's take a break.
Back after this.
Hey there, Eastern North Carolina. Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. The Brown & Wood service specials include a tire price match guarantee, a $199 AC Delco front brake pad installation special. We also have a brake rotor rebate of $40 and a synthetic oil change on most vehicles for $89.95. Don't forget, free pickup and drop-off at Brown & Wood. 89 years in business, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This is Aaron Williams with New Blue Service Group. Our technicians stand ready to face any challenge that time or the elements may throw at your home. Your home deserves the best, and New Blue is here to help with all of your plumbing, electrical, and HVAC needs. Facing electrical issues due to the elements? We're on it. Plumbing concerns or emergencies? We're ready to fix it. HVAC struggling to keep up? We'll bring the climate back under control. So go to callnublue.com today. Go Pirates.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates.
Did you know that GUC's utility rates are not only low in the region, but also the state? That's right. When you combine the average electric, water, wastewater, and natural gas into one bill, only people in 2 of the 15 largest cities pay less than GUC customers. Only 2. Low rates and high reliability. Working in the best interest of the community rather than shareholders. That's the value of public utilities. That's the value of GUC. There's a common misbelief today that to make it further, you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue your rigid routine. Or you could try another way. Take some time to enjoy life, like having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
If you're looking for a delicious home-cooked country breakfast or lunch, look no further than CD's Grill. CD's Grill in Winterville has the best country cooking around. Start your day with CD's mouth-watering homemade cheese biscuits, eggs cooked to order, and pancakes so big and fluffy there's no way you leave hungry. Open Monday through Friday from 5:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. and Saturday from 5:30 to 11 a.m. CD's has lunch specials and an all-you-can-eat salad bar. Stop by, say hey to owner Jason Brown and the CD's crew. CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road in Winterville. CD's Grill, the best country cooking around.
The
Holistic Company in downtown Greenville is a family-owned and operated business offering hemp-derived products such as tinctures, topicals, raw flour, skincare products, and more. They even have a drink menu including infused mocktails and frozen lemonade with a variety of flavors to choose from. At the Holistic Company, they pride themselves in offering true education about the hemp plant and its abundant benefits. So stop by 501 Evans Street, just a few doors down from Pirate Radio, to get informed and try their array of products today.
Are you tired of the same old fast food routine? Shake things up for lunch and dinner at Clean Eats Cafe. We've cracked the code to make healthy dining tasty and affordable. Whether it's a power lunch or a family dinner, we've got you covered. Sit down in our cafe for a brainstorming session or catch up with friends. Even stop in after a workout for protein smoothies or a protein iced coffee. Our atmosphere is welcoming and our food is fresh. All for about the same price as fast food. It's time to ditch the drive-thru and feast on flavor at Clean Eats Cafe, Red Banks Road in Arlington Village.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Golden Ticket Cinemas is Greenville's newest movie theater and is open in the Greenville Grand location on Greenville Boulevard near the Cracker Barrel. And IMAX is now here. You can catch a movie in Greenville's only IMAX theater. It has laser projection, precision sound, and a custom theater with stadium seating. And as always, you can get unlimited popcorn. Get your movie tickets today at gtcinemas.com. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show in style at Golden Ticket Cinemas. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Twisters.
Be good.
There you go. Greg Hudson joining us saying, what would you like to see in IMAX?
I've never done it, so.
I've never been either.
Have you ever seen a movie in IMAX at all?
You know what? I
No?
think one
Maybe
time
I
I was in South, like Myrtle Beach, and they had just some kind of like rock climbing or it was something in IMAX. It wasn't a movie, but it was like
like an adventure type thing?
Yeah, yeah. It showed somebody like rappelling or
okay.
something.
All right. I saw Star Wars Rogue One in IMAX, and then I saw I think it was called Gravity. It was that Sandra Bullock movie where she was stuck in space.
Yep.
I saw that one in IMAX.
Blindside 2 when she went to the moon.
Yeah, it was great.
What is that? Your joke today, Rodney?
Oh, I tell you.
No respect. No respect at all.
You need a free bowl of soup with that hat.
Coach Hud, while you were recording a great new edition of the Greg Hudson Show with
Aaron Taylor.
Taylor.
I hope a lot of people see it.
There was some huge news in the college basketball world.
Oh, what happened?
Tony Bennett retiring, effective immediately. Why are you? What is that look you're giving me? It makes me nervous.
Just the guy at Villanova?
Virginia.
The football coach?
Okay. All right.
That's Tony Elliott.
Okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
All right. Virginia basketball coach Tony Bennett
now I can
is
see.
retiring 2 weeks before the season started. Yes, now you got him. 2 weeks before the season starts.
Well, we can talk about this like this, or we can talk about it during the break. Which conversation do you want to have?
I mean, well, the first thing I said was I hope it's not something bad, but it's got to be something bad.
Well, if it was something that is family-oriented or emergency, they would state that. But if nobody's saying anything, and they get a Dewey last night, I don't know, something happened.
Pete Thamel says a telling exchange from Tony Bennett to Jeff Borzello last week at ACC Media Days. Every man has to make when it's his time. What?
He's mad about something he didn't get. He's willing to step aside for it.
Huh.
They promised him something?
I don't know. That's crazy.
How long's the AD been there?
I don't have that answer. Interested to see. So Ron Sanchez that puzzling move he made. He was the head coach at Charlotte, left to go back to be an assistant at Virginia. Now he's the associate head coach, and he will likely take over, I would assume. Not going to bring anybody in this league.
Not now.
Yeah. So some shocking news there. Yeah. Coach Hud.
Yeah, what do you got?
I love when we hype games and they live up to said hype.
Which one did?
I would say Ohio State, Oregon did.
Wow.
I would say LSU, Ole Miss did. I would say USC, Penn State absolutely did.
Yeah. We were looking forward to the Colorado-Kansas State game, too.
Somewhat. And did it live up to the hype?
I think so.
Okay.
Which one?
Wrong side for me. I had Colorado. Colorado and Kansas State.
Yeah.
Ended up being a really good game.
You know, you just get used to it. Everybody's gonna lose a game.
Yeah.
It's happening. And it's gonna get to where you can get in with two. So
and that's gonna make the end of the year very weird.
I didn't get to it with Aaron because we really didn't get on the topic of sports that much, which I said at the end of the show, we got to do another show, and we'll come visit back in 4 to 6 weeks and talk about the state of football and stuff like that. But I'm interested to see if I could just get on a plane and go visit 10 football programs and just watch and listen. I would love just to walk the halls and watch what's going on, just to see the dynamic of how people are handling. The world hasn't ended with one loss, which it used to. I mean, we opened up with Michigan every year. Now, you were just hoping to go to a bowl game back in the day, but now you have a chance to lose. You have some breathing room. I can see where you'd say the pressure's not as high. I don't agree with that, but there's got to be a difference, a somewhat sense of relief.
Sure.
To where, because if you're a coach and you get to the point where if you win a football game and you're not celebrating the victory, you're just feeling relieved, you need to get out.
Yeah.
You know? So I'd be interested to see the dynamic. I'd also would be interested to see what offensive line coaches, and I'm doing this because of all the film I'm watching, I think maybe the group that we're seeing a little data on that's getting hurt by the portal is the offensive line, because it's such a developmental position. It takes the longest to develop, and you're implementing new guys all the time now. And the month of September, you just see some bad blocking, and that's going to change.
Great segue to promote the Holt Naylor Show. They talked to Donnie Kirkpatrick and talked about ECU's bowl victory in the Birmingham Bowl in 2022. Talked about what happened. Obviously, Holt Naylor's left. That's huge. Keaton Mitchell left. That's huge. C.J. Johnson.
Isaiah Winstead.
And others. We're talking skill guys here. But you turned on Oregon, Ohio State. I did the Leonardo DiCaprio meme point when I heard Nashad Strother's name, former East Carolina offensive lineman, Havelock guy, starting for Oregon the other night.
No.
Avery Jones, as Donnie Kirkpatrick pointed out in his interview, started every game for Auburn last year. And he said it's tough to tell a guy, hey, don't go start every game at Auburn when you're here
Oregon.
at ECU.
No, you're just wishing them the best. Good luck to you.
Noah Henderson left. He could have played another year, but he went to play pro ball. Actually was teammates with Holton. Just offensive linemen, and HUD, again, you're talking about the portal. We had a guy go to Oregon and Auburn, and it's tough to get in the way of that if they're getting those offers.
It's tough to be a JUCO.
Which, by the way, they're not supposed to be getting those offers. It's supposed to be you go in the portal, then you get the offer.
Well, that's not happening.
Right. We know what's happening. So,
one of the 63 assistants that they now have on staff may have inadvertent contact with the guy.
There you go. But yeah, to your point, that has affected a school like East Carolina. So is that what
no doubt.
So the where did I hear? Man, HUD would have been proud.
Uh-oh.
Somebody was talking about the Joe Moore Award.
Yeah.
Who was talking about that, John?
Coach Mack?
Maybe. I don't know. But
where you guys at a strip club? Where are you guys at?
Maybe.
Gosh.
Was it
really? That's good to hear.
Was it Thunder Down Under night at the Bug Chandler we went to?
And someone said Joe Moore.
He said those guys look like they could win the Joe Moore Award. I don't know, HUD, but I'm so glad that now I know what the Joe Moore Award is and how important it is.
We're going to get a little replica of it in here.
And we're about to get a look at it on Saturday with Army, aren't we?
Kim Wallington.
Yeah, is that who brought it up? All right, from Channel 9. Yeah, the other day. Army's on that list, right?
Yeah, they made the cut. They're really blocking well, very well, and they're not one-dimensional with just the option stuff. They're going to run the stretch on you.
All right, ECU did a couple of things this week that make me nervous.
Uh-oh.
One is a quarterback change. But other than that, there's the talk of a dreaded players-only meeting, which feels like panic button. Coach Hud, what do you think about a players-only meeting?
You better have somebody in there that gives you all the information. That's the only thing you can do.
Gives a coach the information? Is that what you're saying?
If you ever have a players-only meeting,
you need an inside guy?
You got to have a guy. That is called great preparation. And it's an, oh, by the way, if there's an all-players meeting, we need a full report.
Yeah.
Damage control.
And we needed something. Holt Naylor said on the last postgame show after the Charlotte debacle, he wants to see some screaming, and not see it, but he wants there to be some screaming, yelling, something in the locker room, somebody to get passionate about this thing.
You mean like our fights?
Yeah. Like that.
Our fights in the locker room?
Yeah. Tell us about those, Coach.
Guys were calling other guys out.
And is that needed sometimes?
Yeah. I don't know if you need the fight, but that's the type of DNA we were dealing with at the time. And they were good fights.
And as Hud has said several times, he's not getting at them.
I was about to say, you're not breaking it up.
No.
Hell no. I walked the other way.
Yeah.
Can't hurt somebody with pads on. You hurt your hand. That's why you got to slap open-handed.
You ever tell the guys about, I guess you're not teaching the guys to punch, but the whole punching with the helmet on thing, that really irritates me.
You got to go for the gut or you got to poke them in the eyes.
You got to do the...
and if you're going to poke somebody in the eyes in the fight, make sure it's a receiver.
The Three Stooges is the move.
Get the receiver so they can't see.
But seriously, like the verbal part, you're definitely okay with. If somebody needs to be called out, you want your team, a leader, to do it.
Yeah, as long as...
If it's warranted. And
he's got the juice to do it.
Yeah.
You know, you have to surround yourself to where... the guys that you're having trouble with are just, they're so outnumbered by, the guys that are there for the good of the team and the cause. Once you outnumber them, it's pretty hard to be a jackhole.
Yeah. Greg Hudson joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. We got Yankees and Guardians, Game 3 in Cleveland. You watching any MLB playoffs, Coach?
Well, I sort of faded when the Brewers lost, and but I have been paying attention to this guy that's up to bat now since he's hitting $170.
Judge.
Yeah.
One postseason home run for Aaron Judge. I was really pulling for the Tigers. I wanted to see that story.
God, they couldn't score a run.
Yeah. Did struggle.
Yeah, Judge is going the Barry Bonds playoff route right now. He's over.
Sean, I want to see former Pirate Gavin Williams on the mound.
Yeah, I know, and this might be the last chance, or one of the last chances he gets, because they are down 2-0 in the series. But I'm surprised we haven't seen him so far in the postseason. But maybe the day they get him out there.
Yeah, has not pitched the entire postseason so far after starting for Cleveland.
Got him.
And struggled a bit, and they might have lost some faith in him, but he is on the playoff roster. HUD, question from Boiler. Oh, by the way, or from Hoosier, I should say. I sent you that
undefeated Hoosier.
I sent you that Boiler Up text. I didn't realize that Purdue lost that game.
How about that?
I sent you an amazing highlight.
I thought they won.
They lost in overtime.
And they said no. They came back and they lost.
Yeah, lost the game. But Hoosier has a question. Where does Coach Hud think Notre Dame ranks nationally for NIL? Where do you think the Domers are?
Probably right where they are in the rankings and in the country, top 15.
Okay. Do you have any idea, like, what?
Yeah.
Who's number one?
Probably Ohio State or Bama.
If you just look at the top 25, it's going to be pretty similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
For
it's
the
like
most
if you
part.
look at we're talking about the Joe Moore Award. You look at the teams that are winning good. They've made the cut.
Except for Clemson, Army, and Navy.
No, that's
got one
that's
loss in
portal.
Clemson.
We're talking NIL, sir.
Clemson is, remember we talked about that. I'm keeping an eye on them.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. I wonder who is getting the least amount of bang for their buck. I would think like Florida State would come to mind.
I would go with somebody in that state, like the Tomahawk and Seminoles, and
Gators.
Also throw the Gators in there.
Yep.
But then down the road, over in Dade County, they're getting the polar opposite. They're getting a lot of money.
How long will Miami stay undefeated? Let's take a look
When
at
they
the
play Clemson?
schedule. Oh, they're losing this week. I already called it.
Who?
At Louisville.
Man, I don't know.
Noon game.
How good's their How good's their defense this year been?
Louisville's?
No.
Miami.
Miami's. I've heard about the quarterback.
Well, they gave up a lot to Cal. Haven't they had
if they're struggling?
Gave up 34 to Virginia Tech. They've been living on the edge the last couple games.
You may be right, because Louisville is going to move the ball and they're going to score some points.
Yeah, 39-38. They came back from 25 points down in the fourth quarter. I just feel like they've been kind of flirting with disaster here.
Yeah.
Miami is 14th in the country in total defense.
Oh.
Because before that, Coach Hud, they gave up 17, 9, 0, and 15.
Who'd they
So
play?
it's the last 2 weeks.
Who'd they play?
Florida A&M, Ball State, South Florida. And then Virginia Tech and Cal moved the ball on them. So it's been the last 2 games, really, that they've given up points and yards.
Yeah.
After that, they have Florida State. They got Duke. What do you think about Florida State at Duke this week?
I'm going Dukies.
I think that's Friday night, maybe. At Georgia Tech versus Wake Forest at Syracuse. They have a very favorable schedule to potentially run the
Tech's
table.
going to be a pain for
Yeah,
everybody.
that is in Atlanta.
And that's where the Fighting Irish are heading. They're heading down to Atlanta.
Greg Hudson joining us. Caden Norman going to join us in a minute, who is a co-host on the U.S. Sailor Fifth Quarter Call-In Show, former Pirate QB. We'll get his thoughts on the Donnie Kirkpatrick conversation. Good to have old...
was DK here?
DK was via video.
Where is he down? Hilton Head?
Yeah, we'll get a full update when Caden joins us. You got to have a good DK story or two.
Oh, yeah. I saw...
I would love to hear y'all trade barbs for about 2 hours.
I saw his son got some type of recognition. Assistant Coach of the Year or something like that in their conference.
Coaching baseball?
Yeah.
Davis?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Pitcher here at ECU. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We got more with Coach Hud. We'll get Caden in here and talk more football, look at some of the games going on this week, and have more for you when we return. Pirate Radio Live.
All those kids are involved. Trey, Garrett.
The circle of life. Yes,
all
sir.
the Fitz boys.
Back with you after this.
Pirate Water Wicked Tea is here. Set sail for the next Pirate Water adventure. Barstool's best drink is back with delicious Wicked Tea. A strong, smooth, uncarbonated brew flavor with hints of lemon. It's the toughest tea to take on the high seas. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find the new Pirate Water Wicked Tea in a location near you.
We're going planking!
21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
The 6th annual ZTA Think Pink Runway Fashion Show will be held on October 19th. Did you know that 1 in 8 women will have breast cancer within their lifetime? Sadly, there is no cure. Our mission is to make 1 in 8 none in 8. Join us at ECU Student Center on October 19th as we raise money to fight breast cancer. For tickets or to sponsor a table, please call 704-960-2052 or visit our website at thinkpinkrunwayfashionshow.weebly.com.
Opportunities await for all students in Pitt County schools. We open doors by finding pathways to provide the best possible chance of success for each to reach their career aspirations of choice. As we head through the 2024-25 school year, we will continue to guide our students for the different journeys of life preparedness. We are committed to enhancing academic achievement and developing personal growth through work-based learning of our many career and technical education programs, college readiness, and solution saluting those who will be serving our country in the armed forces. Engaging, empowering, and elevating students to be successful citizens, workers, and leaders in a global economy remains our mission. Please visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org to learn how we grow minds and invest in our future through 38 schools and one community. Education, the key that unlocks doors of opportunity.
Public notice! Discount Mattress Furniture, Greenville, 1501 Evans Street. Everything must go up to 75% off. Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes, purple swivel chairs, ECU, $99. Desk chairs, $10. Queen mattresses, $199. Sofas, much more. Discount Mattress and Furniture up to 75% off. 1501 Evans Street in Greenville, and I'll see you there!
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville is excited for Ram Power Days in October. Oh yeah, East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep has new rebates on remaining 2024 trucks, and these are the best savings we've seen all year. Right now, you'll get 15% off on remaining 2024 Ram trucks. That's 15% off Ram 1500s, which will save you over $12,000 if you act now. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep also has the Jeep Gladiator at 10% off. And if you're thinking about a Wagoneer, now is the time because you can buy a new Wagoneer at 0% financing this month. Don't wait because these trucks will go fast and these savings are only for a limited time. That's 15% off Ram 1500 and 10% off Jeep Gladiator.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, across from the Cockerell in Greenville. Come see us!
Offers do not include tax, tags, and $7.99 admin fee. See dealer for details.
This is Brian Harris with 360 Golf Carts, Pitt County's go-to shop for all things golf carts. We have E-Z-Go, club car, and utility carts to choose from. Whether it's for the beach, riding around the neighborhood, or working in the yard, 360 Golf Carts has the perfect ride for you. If you have issues with your current cart, take it by my shop for an expert's diagnosis. From parts to sales to service, we have you covered. We will even deliver right to you. So come see me, Brian Harris, on Highway 43, just past D.H. Conley High School. 360 Golf Carts, Pirates supporting Pirates.
What's up? This is Bryson Worrell, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates in eastern North Carolina. They have live music 7 days a week. And coming up tonight, it is Singo. And then on Friday night, the Eric Dunlow Band will be performing. Then on Saturday, JP Guns Band will take the stage at around 10 p.m. And the Buck has all your fun for your Sunday Fun Day as well. Kick off the day with the largest 4K screen in Greenville, along with 18 TVs, so you don't miss a single game. And they do a weekly jersey giveaway as well on Sundays that starts at 5 o'clock. Score every Sunday at the Buck. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with your Pirate Radio Live. A lot going on here.
Who's going to clean my seat?
We've got Shirley Rhodes, Christian hanging out in the back. Danny Beal's here, flashing dollar bills. Zach is here, giving me a Jaden Daniels rookie card. Appreciate that. We got Chan Man. We got Coach Greg Hudson. We've got former East Carolina quarterback Caden Norman in the house as well. Hello, Caden.
What's up? We got a full squad tonight.
All right, let's get that mic like that.
Is this working?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just the size of my face right here.
Wait, there's there an elephant in the studio? You good, Hud?
Yeah, I sound good, don't I?
You sound like me after a couple of Marlboro Reds.
Yeah, smoky.
All right, Caden, what's up?
Just got off work, coming in here. I figured we'd get another bank comment like last week.
What was that?
Remember, I was dressed like same outfit.
Oh, yeah, bank guy.
I know.
Yeah.
That was funny.
How's life
Working
at the bank?
No, I'm not. So I work.
You look like it.
I work remote, and I dress up to feel good about myself.
Hey, you know what? I knew this guy.
Here's the guy.
This guy. This is back in the 80s. He had a beautiful, I used to do work for him. He had a beautiful mansion and he had this big ass pool house. He started working from home. He started putting the coat and tie on. And his slacks and his dress shoes looked great. He'd go out to the office, he'd take his pants off, and he'd sit there and work.
Wait, so he would...
He goes, well, I just dry cleaned these. Nobody's around.
Yeah.
Why should I get them dirty?
I work with pants on.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing?
Caden, big edition of the Holt Naylor show. It's getting a lot of views and hits.
Yeah.
And I am in the thumbnil.
Yeah, you were.
Should I take some credit for that?
I think you were part of it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was DK.
Was he
I
a
think
guest?
it was more of you. Who, Clint?
Yeah.
He was an appetizer.
Thank you.
God, that's a big ass appetite. What'd that cost?
A snack.
I don't even want to go into the details on that one.
I am a snack.
Feeds the family.
The entree was Donnie Kirkpatrick. I could feed way more of a family than little Donnie Kirkpatrick's
You're
ass.
a walking Thanksgiving.
But DK, great to hear from him. One of the funniest coaches I've ever come across here at East Carolina. How was the chat overall?
It was good. I haven't talked to DK in like 2 or 3 years, probably since I left. Maybe more than that. 4 years now. Time flies. But just seeing him, it's like you never left off. His personality's so vibrant. He had me laughing the entire time, just off facial expressions. He actually got on there. It wasn't on the recording. Maybe it was. I haven't watched the video. But his face, he put his face like right on the camera. And it was geeking me out. I was like, what are you doing?
The whole time, his face is right up on the... You get a real up-close and personal look at Donnie Kirkpatrick.
He's just so genuine, so funny. There's not many people like him.
HUD's asking what'd you say, Hilton Head? Is that
Was he down in South Carolina?
Where is he?
I think he's in the Wilmington area. Yeah, I just gave his details away. He's like, what the hell?
Somewhere near water.
He's not at home. Go steal everything.
He said he's been trying to golf 100 times this year. Well, I don't know what number he's on.
It's a hell of a
He said he's getting
goal.
close. So
That's good.
Yeah.
100? Man, I would be in traction.
Coach HUD, what do you when you hear the name Donnie Kirkpatrick? What comes to your mind?
Funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donnie was smart. Donnie knew a lot of football. You know, I got to see him years ago when he was lighting up the scoreboard at Louisville. That offense was it Redmond?
Chris Redmond, yeah.
And they were pretty good. Yeah.
Coach Charlie Batch?
I don't know.
What was that, Eastern Michigan?
Eastern Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They had Batch when Coop was the head coach up there. That's when Rock was the D-line coach there also. Boy, they had some stories.
No doubt about that. Donnie Kirkpatrick, his receivers that he coached at East Carolina almost are enough to put Donnie in the Hall of Fame because he had Justin Hardy and Dwayne Harris and Zay Jones and
Andre Allison.
The list goes on and on and on.
How long did Andre play?
He was a 2-year guy.
Yeah, 04 to 06.
That was a big get. That was the first game, right? Or was it year 2 first game? It was Duke here at home.
He was the transfer.
Yeah.
So he was out the first 05. Then his coming out was 6.
Yes. And that was a big weapon for this offense. Came out immediately.
06.
Scoring a touchdown. No run first inning?
You know what? I think we started off 0-2, didn't we?
In year 1, yes.
No,
year 2.
Year 1, we won the first game. We beat
Was that Duke? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Who was the offensive coordinator?
Todd Fitch.
For Duke.
Oh, for Duke. David Cutcliffe.
Bill O'Brien.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Did he have the hole in his chin then?
Yeah, that's where he used to hold his pen. He would just stick it there. Hold it.
Bill O'Brien. I was unaware of that. Who was their head coach?
Oh, all I know is he played linebacker at Georgia Tech.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Roman Reigns.
He's been a D coordinator at a bunch of places.
All right. Caden, how are your picks going?
Last week, back-to-back weeks, 2-2, so not bad. They're still up for the year. I think 15-9, so I can't complain there.
Have you identified? No spoilers, but one spoiler. Do you have a favorite game this week?
Looking at it, there's a couple. I like USC against Maryland. Maryland doesn't look too hot the last few weeks.
I hope that's at USC.
No, it's I can't remember. I think it's in Maryland, but
that Big Ten travel thing is real, dude.
Yeah, that is real. But the thing what I like USC is they've played those traditional Big Ten teams that run the ball, pound the ball, and they haven't handled that quite well. Maryland's not that traditional Big Ten team, so I kind of like USC better there.
4 o'clock, Fox Sports 1. It is at College Park. Okay. You like USC?
Who's USC lost to?
They lost to Penn State last week when they should have won.
Yeah.
They lost to the Gophers.
Well, Penn State's going to run. What Penn State run for 300 on them?
Well, no, they threw to that tight end.
Oh, that's right, out of nowhere.
Yeah, 227 yards.
Yeah.
He tied the record for receptions.
Were we talking about tight ends not too long ago in here? Like, man, they're the biggest pain in the butt.
That dude was awesome on Saturday. They also lost to Michigan, to Caden's point. Teams that will kind of just run the ball on you.
Isn't that the game they gave up 300 on rushing?
Yes, that was it. Michigan had like 50 passing yards or something. It was under 100 passing yards.
Put it this way, if Maryland can run the zone play and spread you out, they're going to run it.
Well, we'll see what happens coming up on Saturday. What's your take on ECU Army, Caden?
I think we talked about it the other day on the whole Naylor show. I think ECU, I like them better than a lot of people do here, especially with Army playing some of the worst defenses in the country this year. I'm hoping last week was a fluke with our defense. I'm hoping our defense shows up and a strong run defense that we've had in the past shows up, and I think we stopped the Army. Houston and Harold, they both have experience being coaching the triple option, coaching against it. They take real pride in that throughout the year, playing for them. So I'm hoping we can stop them. And offensively, I watched the UAB game last week, the whole game. I thought the UAB quarterback missed so many wide open throws. I think we can take advantage of our quarterback. I know this is a big ask here for a consistent play at quarterback.
Yeah. Hud, one reason I like the Pirates side is because, and I feel like if this wasn't a military academy, this would be way more relevant, but a team gets a number beside their name for the first time, their first week in the rankings, their coach is on the Pat McAfee show, like you're hearing all these great things about yourself. That's when Northern Illinois loses. We saw that. That's when UNLV loses. We saw that happen. So a lot of these teams get in the top 25 for the first time, immediately lose. That might be different with a team like Army that is able to kind of focus.
You mean the guys that get up at 5:30 in March?
Yeah, that's why I'm a little worried about what I just said.
I would be too.
So they are not your traditional team that loses once they get in the top 25, I guess. No. I'm grasping for straws.
No, they're one of my teams I have to watch for the award, so I've watched every one of their games.
Hey, you watch our D-line. What's the D-line award?
There's 2 individual awards. There's the Outland and the Lombardi.
Chandler, we need to come up with a...
They are coming up with a D-line award. I did hear that.
Okay.
I did hear a rumor about that. To follow what the Joe Moore Award is, they're trying to... if you want to start an award, you can start it.
Right.
All they are, they're just foundations.
Yeah.
Linville Joseph Award.
Right. Is he in the Hall of Fame yet?
East Carolina's?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
He will be.
CJ in there?
No.
What are we waiting for?
You to
Who's
go
in charge
over
of
there
that?
and intimidate people, I guess.
Well, I had to bring me back to when the banners are going to be up, the back-to-back championships. Still ain't up out that.
Yeah, we got more things. Yeah, we got a lot to do.
We got
bigger fish to fry.
We got to beat Army.
But I'm not saying that.
You had a week off.
I'm not even getting any more trouble.
You had a week. That's right. You'll get fired.
I already roasted the basketball social media people this week for putting up highlights with air balls.
Did they really?
Yeah, then they deleted it. They've had to delete 2 tweets preseason. We haven't even got to the season yet, Coach. The women's content people put up brick by brick.
I pay attention to that stuff.
That's one of their.
When I see that stuff when I was coaching, I'd be like, man, they just don't give a sugar.
Would you say it's unserious? Because people have said that, or I said it.
Well, I mean,
it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. I want them to be good. I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Didn't ECU have bye?
Yes.
It's the best thing you can ask for defensively. And they know how to defend it. There was one of those games last week, and
we should beat off.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. Mathematically, the defense was probably due for a game where if it could go wrong, it's going to go wrong.
I was saying that.
But Blake knows what he's doing. He knows how to defend the option. They're already in a defensive base scheme that you would most prefer to be in versus the option. Well, I've played it in a 4-down, but now you just stand the guy up. So I think they'll do a good job, but didn't they say they switched quarterbacks?
It appears they are going that direction. Caden Hauser, first start.
Potentially.
Yeah, nothing official.
Go Army.
You don't like the quarterback? Why?
I don't know what They're going to slow it down? Do you see the stat I sent you?
What'd you send me?
You didn't look at the text I sent you?
Probably not.
Well, I'm gonna quit
Welcome to
sending
my
it.
world,
Lead the
Coach.
nation tempo.
Coach, I have you blocked.
Yeah, we still
You see that?
Yeah. And the other point
You
around
didn't
on
send
that,
me nothing,
I
dude.
sent it to you and John together.
Oh, yeah.
we lead the nation in tempo. Army leads the nation in possession time.
Yeah.
So it's like the two polar opposites meeting.
I wanted to ask John David Baker that this week, and I showed up too late.
Man.
Because they
Did I
quit
put
practice.
a note on there like I'd have choked somebody by now?
You're right. I did get that.
I mean, it's fast.
I don't know the numbers, but I know. I looked at it. I was like, what?
You can't have 3 and outs this week.
No.
On offense.
Too fast, too furious.
You can't. You've got to control the ball more than ever. Maybe that's part of the adjustment of the quarterback because, I mean, you and me go in there and hand it off more.
I want to find.
Aren't the microphones in the helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have that until the 15-second on the play clock.
How do your quarterback? I'm talking to you. How do you screw a route up?
Well, only the quarterback has it. So the other receivers.
Well, I know,
still
but
have
you're
to
not
go
going
on.
to you're not going to throw it to the wrong window.
Oh no.
I'm telling you.
I think you take advantage. My whole thing this whole year is take advantage of all the time. Like run that thing down, talking to the quarterback.
Hell yeah.
And I don't think we've taken advantage of that at all.
No, you're running up tempo.
Yeah. If we took advantage of that, slow it down, make sure the guys are comfortable, especially guys who haven't really started their entire career. Just take advantage of it. Tell them reads.
That was another thing we were discussing earlier when I was talking about. I think the defining group that's going to suffer in the portal era is the offensive line. They're just not going to develop. I even think quarterback play could take a little dip because if you're transferring from spot to spot and you're not getting the same teaching or whatever, I just don't think you're developing the way you need to play on Sunday, and it's going to shrink the pool maybe. I don't know. I just, man, I still get the creeps when I saw the schedule in 2000 after the 2005 season when Terry Holland added all those teams. I was like, great, yeah, I love it. Then I saw the last one, Navy. I wanted to quit. I was like, I said, I will coach them one time. I will not coach them the second time. And I was gone.
You left. And you know how many points we gave up in 2010 against Navy? That was the 76 burger, wasn't it, Sean?
76 burger.
Thanks a lot, Hud.
They had about 5
Thanks for
yards.
76, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Their running back had about
Pull it up. What they have against us in 06? Was it 06 or 7?
28.
Was the opening game? No, we opened with them at Navy in 07. 06.
I'm going to say it was like 28.
I know yards per carry, it was their lowest for the year. But they only ran it. They ran it 77 times and threw it 3.
In 2006, you guys lost 28-23.
Damn.
The box score here.
They ran from 1,000,000.
403 yards.
How many carries?
70.
Good God.
Yeah.
70 carries, 403 yards.
They do what they do.
Passing, the quarterback was 2 for 6, 6 yards.
Pull up 2010.
We worked our ass off on that defense, too.
I was at that game, and I still have the shirt that the ROTC was handing out.
Oh, yeah, you do. From the 2010 game. Yeah. Where we lost 76 to, what was it, 30?
76-35.
How many yards and carries in that one?
Let's see. Box score.
That was the beginning of the end of Marcus.
Good God.
What was the guy's name? The big D lineman. Marcus
Hands.
He got his knee clipped in that game.
62 carries for Navy on this day. 62 carries, 521 yards.
Rushing yards.
They had 2 100-yard carriers.
Alexander Teach.
Teach had 157. Ricky Dobbs had 100.
Oh, quarterback.
We had, when Barber and Maroney would each drop 100 on you, it was the best defense in the world.
Y'all were out there for like 30 plays
all I worried about was don't score too fast.
8 rushing touchdowns.
Marion the Barbarian, R.I.P.
The kicker was getting sore foot.
Let's take a break. When we return, I'm going to ask Coach Hud what he thinks about guys like Caden Norman. I'm going to show him this video and ask him how much attention he pays to guys that are doing that. When we return, Pirate Radio Live after this.
Who's giving a signal?
Hey there, Eastern North Carolina. Jeff Stein at Brown and Wood. We have the 2024 Encore GX at 0.9 for 36 months. You heard it right, 0.9. We also have the Envision and the Enclave at 0.9. For GMC, we have the 2024 Sierra at 1.9%, the Terrain at 0.9%, and the all-new Hummer EV 849 lease for 24 months. Brown and Wood, 89 years in business in Greenville. 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates in ENC. Open at noon 7 days a week with live music. Come enjoy sports trivia with me, Clip Rock, every Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, it's live local acoustic night, along with line dancing from 7 to 9 on Wednesday. Thursday, there's a brand new lineup with Singo starting at 8, followed by karaoke with DJ Dog. Ladies and free both Friday and Saturday nights with the best local bands in the area. Finish the weekend with free games and DJ Kid Scene.
Y'all come get bucked
If
up.
you're in the market for a swimming pool and you're located from the capital to the coast, Elite Pools can make it happen for you. They are the Carolina's premier fiberglass and concrete pool builder and renovation contractor. Every pool is built with the highest quality products and on schedule. Visit the Elite Pool showroom located across from Agri Supply in Greenville with fiberglass pools on site and a design center to simplify all of your pool selections. They also have a full service department with pool supplies and they provide expert water analysis. Call Elite Pools today at 689-6557 or visit elitepoolsnc.com. For pools, think Elite Pools.
Get ready, Greenville. ECU's Homecoming Free Boot Friday is happening October 25th, and it's going to be epic. We're bringing in award-winning country music superstar Rodney Atkins.
Caught up in the country, the only way I want to be.
And the best news is, it's all free. It's Rodney Atkins at ECU's Homecoming Free Boot Friday. We kick off the party at 5:30, so bring your friends and get ready to have a good time. October 25th, presented by the Downtown Greenville Partnership and ECU's Homecoming Committee.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season, and that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts.
The kick is good!
Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time. It's bow time. Some classics never go out of style, like fresh egg, American cheese, and hickory smoked bacon on a made-from-scratch biscuit. But why stop there? Pair it with crispy bow rounds and a hot coffee or medium drink. Your morning deserves a breakfast that has it all, from the fluffy egg and crispy bacon to the melted cheese and, of course, a legendary Bojangles biscuit. That's the ultimate breakfast combo. Order in the app or at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Ahoy, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express. We're here to serve our pirate community by offering easy payments for easy ownership. For you landlubbers, R&R will install a new set of tires for just $20. $50 installs new custom wheels and tires. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
Pirate Radio. We work like captains.
And I'm your body captain. You are going to put on your dancing shoes and rock it.
And party like pirates. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. 5th Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room is your favorite place in downtown Greenville for lunch, dinner, or drinks with friends. Fifth Street serves lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday, plus brunch starting at 10:30 on Saturdays and Sundays. Follow Fifth Street on Instagram for the latest events and specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room right beside the State Theater in downtown Greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Hey, y'all know why the cannons are buried nose down in the ground at West Point? Tell them, Hud.
It signifies the end of that particular war. So there's a cannon from every war that's been battled.
How about that?
And the cannon is facing down.
Yeah, it's buried. I think they're in an arch.
Hud said we should be doing Army history this week.
So there's still a chain there along the side of the Hudson River.
Named after you?
Yeah, well, obviously my family. We built it. We dug it.
We built this river
with a spoon. And there's this massive chain that went down into the water and over to the other side, and it's on this big crank. And obviously you say, well, what's that for? Well, the boats were wooden. So they would crank the chain, and it would raise in the water, and the wooden boats from the British would come by and crush them.
There you go.
Hey, history for you. We can say this, and I know Germany can't say this. I know Japan can't say this. We're undefeated against the U.S. Army right now.
That is true. 8-0 lifetime. Pirates.
The English can't say it?
8-0 against Army.
What? Give me the...
So we played
East
Army
Carolina
8 times.
Is 8-0 in football against Army.
How's that?
They've played 8 times. ECU's won 8 times.
Oh, I'm going Army. I'm still thinking about the freaking Navy cut blocks. I'm sorry.
Nope. Navy, different story.
Yeah.
Let's go back to 2010. Navy 76, East Carolina 35.
I'm glad you moved on, Caden, because I was going to say, speaking of big cranks, but now we're way past that.
Yeah. Wrong service academy.
So,
You ever played Air Force?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a doozy.
I don't think so.
That'll ruin your October.
I don't see why we would have. ECU, Air Force, football, history, Air Force, ECU.
No previous matchups.
Yeah. We have not faced Air Force, nor have we faced Space Force. Have not played them yet either. Coach Hud, when you see a crazy guy on the sideline,
you shouldn't be doing that, by the way.
I'm going, that's fake.
Yeah, it's a flag these days.
That's fake.
Caden Norman.
I'm not looking at him, to be honest with you.
Somebody on your staff is. No?
Not really.
Okay.
That was I mean, you would look at personnel stuff. You would get, I just want the personnel.
Okay.
And if we had something that could give me an RP, a runner pass, I don't want to know it's the power or the counter. I love this. The guys would yell right before the snap, well, they're going deep. And I'd always answer, what do you want me to do?
The hay's in the barn, guys.
No. The hay's never in the barn.
Never in the barn?
Never. I hate them. I hear hay's in the barn, I'm like, you're going to get your ass beat. You like taking days off.
Caden Norman, shooting hoops, shooting a gun, doing all kinds
It's
of
a flag
fun stuff
these days.
Yeah.
Gun signal no
Can't
more.
do that. No bow and arrow either.
Did I see a Heisman?
Oh, the bow and arrow's out?
Yeah, there's a touchdown celebration.
Can't.
There's too many people shooting bow and arrows at people these days.
This was a signal for spear for spilling the play, but that's not about. But I can see we did this.
Oh,
that was arrow.
15 yards, Coach Hud.
That is a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
No, stretch it.
That's another 15 yards.
All right, so not paying attention to the Cade Normans of the world over there. All right, fine.
No Connor Stallions on Coach Hud's D either.
Yeah. How did y'all cheat back in the day? What'd y'all do to cheat?
Send guys to practice.
Buy a Marshall pullover and send them over there or something? Okay.
Never did it. I couldn't even begin to tell you how to try to get some signals or some plays. Except I do know they practice outside, so there's
opportunities.
Big open stadium sometimes. And there's always student athletes and kids walking around. There's some places they're practicing and the kids are walking through the stadium and all that stuff.
Yeah. HUD tied a GoPro to an 8-year-old just walking around the stadium.
What's the thing they ride? The police ride downtown?
Little scooters or whatever?
No, the two-wheel things.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Just get them to keep going in a circle.
That's funny.
Just have the video, just drive around.
They're called Segways.
Segways, yes.
Good segue, Shirley. Thank you for that.
Well, they would have there's stories where Dan Devine and Parseghian both would send managers to the library that Touchdown Jesus is painted on, because that was the only building that was high enough that could see over the fences. You could see right to the practice field.
So they guarded the window basically or something?
Yeah, I guarantee you somebody's been up there and watched them.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Wow.
There you go.
I mean, we've skunked people before, and I mean, you can get anything you want with that thing. You don't need Connor Scally. You don't need anybody to, write a biography about himself or his credo.
Hey, he's taking the marketing and running with it.
HUD.
Yeah.
HUD. Texas, #1, undefeated.
Like them a lot.
You like them against Georgia this week? In Austin.
Yes.
Texas is a 5-point favorite.
Georgia's about to get loss #2.
Yeah, in the same month, isn't it? No. Some teams haven't lost 2 games in September or October in decades.
What team will have 2 losses after Alabama takes on Tennessee in Knoxville on Saturday?
Tennessee.
You like Bama on the road?
Yeah.
Man, they look shaky against South Carolina.
They won.
When they needed to make a play,
they won.
They said, Jalen Milroe, you take the ball. We're going to pull a guard, and you just follow him.
So we've added the 12-team playoff. The term survive and advance has made a greater. The only thing I have said to some coaches I talk to is, hey, man, you know that style points are in now. Style points are back. If you're going to win, you got a chance to put 60 on somebody, you're going to have to do it, because you're going to need those style points when in setting perceptions versus fact. Especially if you're Army, you got a chance to get in this playoff, you better whoop everybody. Sorry, man, I got to do this.
Is that why you are? Well, multiple reasons you're keeping an eye on Clemson. But since their loss, they have scored 66, 59, 40, 29, 49.
Yeah.
They're getting in the end zone.
Its style points are back in business.
They're looking for the style points.
And they're doing it as the anti-portal, right?
Yeah. Four college football teams did not go inside the portal.
They don't got one guy from the portal?
No.
So it's the 3 academies and the Fighting Dabos?
And 3 of those teams are in the top 25. Figured, how about that?
That's awesome. Well, I will tell you that Army and Clemson, I'm assuming Navy's on there. I have to look. They're in the finalists for the award. Well, our first cut, which, puts it down by 2/3 for the offensive line. And if you put all the finalists together, when we did the cuts after the first 6 games, I think combined with all the teams that were finalists, I think there was only 10 losses.
Wow.
Amongst the 20-something teams.
Yeah. All right, we got to take another break. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up here on a Thursday. Final thoughts with Coach Hud and Cade Norman when we return after this.
Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. I am Dr. Chris Gateway, and our mission at Michaels & Gateway is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Doctors Michaels & Gateway are committed to providing an outstanding patient experience with every visit. Not only do we offer all your dental needs under one roof, in most cases, we can take care of those needs on the same day. Bring your smile to us at Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Did you know that GUC's utility rates are not only low in the region, but also the state? That's right. When you combine the average electric, water, wastewater, and natural gas into one bill, only people in 2 of the 15 largest cities pay less than GUC customers. Only 2. Low rates and high reliability. Working in the best interest of the community rather than shareholders. That's the value of public utilities. That's the value of GUC.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, this is State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer right here in Greenville. We can switch your auto and home insurance so you can start saving today. My team and I are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Timothy Sawyer State Farm, it's easy to switch and save. Just give us a call, 493-0002. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Big game season is here, and I'm not just talking about Pirate football. Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. We're ready to blast the cannons in the stands and the fields. You know what I mean. Get ready with us. Take your pick from the largest selection in Eastern NC. Grab a rifle on a scope, and we'll mount and bore sight it for you. Don't forget Springfield's Gear Up promo. Buy a 2020 Waypoint, get a 2020 Rimfire Target rifle for free. Stay tuned in weekly as we shoot through fall with the best deals around. Shop online or stop by Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. It's a time-honored tradition.
There is road work outside, but plenty of food and fun inside at Fish Street Hardware in downtown Greenville. Park right across the street and make your way in for a great lunch today or drinks with friends. There are over 40 beers on tap and plenty of new specialty cocktails to choose from. Don't forget about Singo on Tuesdays, trivia with DJ Captain Morgan on Wednesdays, local artist live music on Thursdays, and the best Sunday brunch starting at 10:30 a.m. Be sure to follow Fish Street Hardware on Facebook and Instagram for all the 411. Go Pirates!
There have been many changes in the automotive world. At Phelps Chevrolet, the Phelps boys are here to take care of you. Mike, Daryl, and 4 of Mr. Phelps' grandsons, Wade, West, Allen, and Clay. You see, things at Phelps remain the same. The Phelps team has served Eastern North Carolina for over 50 years. We make your visit easy and fun. We are your neighbors, and that's what neighbors do. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Like Mr. Phelps' great-granddaughter says, come in and get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet at PhelpsChevrolet.com.
Hey, Pirate Nation. This is Brian Buck with Buck Insurance Agency. This season, when you attend your favorite sporting event, take the Game Day Pledge. If your team is playing, win or lose, support your team to the end of the game. When you leave early, you risk missing your favorite athlete making the play of their career. When our family buys a ticket, we always plan to stay to the very end. Take the Game Day Pledge this season with Buck Insurance Agency. Play to the end, stay to the end.
This is Coach Gary Overton, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back. The Dow was up 161 points and closed out the day at 43,239. The NASDAQ was up 6 points at 18,373, and the S&P dropped just a point, finished out the day at 5,841. That is your Wells Fargo Advisors stock market report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Wrapping it up, final thoughts, Coach Hud. I know you're an Army fan, especially with what they do on the O-line.
Yeah.
Do the Pirates have a shot this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. They got a shot if don't go 3 and out. Just count 3 and outs and the amount of time, the possessions that you get. That's the death for the defense.
Caden, we both feel about as optimistic as we can be coming off that Charlotte loss that ECU can hang around in this game, right?
Yeah, Thursdays with you at 6 are for optimism.
Post
game is for the struggles.
The realism.
But I feel positive, like you said. This Army offense line, they're no joke. I watched them last week. They're fun to watch. I'm a huge Academy fan. But like Coach had said, no 3 and outs. We play disciplined football. We have consistent quarterback. I think we have a real shot.
Sean is headed to the big city.
Where are you going?
Start spreading the news.
He's going to New York.
Going to New York, baby.
For what? Got a court date?
East Carolina and Army coming up Saturday at noon.
That's right. I keep thinking it's here.
I will be boots on the ground for East Carolina.
When you going? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Do you have any plans before the game in the morning or tomorrow afternoon?
Tomorrow afternoon.
Campus?
Well, we're going.
If you don't get a history lesson, I'm not speaking to you again.
Oh, I got you. That'll be Saturday.
You got to come back and give a presentation.
PowerPoint?
I'm looking forward to that.
Just give us the history. Tell us why they have to take a phys ed class. Find that out. There's a reason why that started.
Jot that down. HUD will join us on the Bud Light pregame tailgate Saturday morning. All right, good deal. Caden will join us after the game, U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call-in show. We'll see y'all then. Thank you, Shirley, Zach, Christian, Big Dog. Everybody's here. For the crew, I'm Clip Brock. We'll see you Friday at 3 o'clock. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Be nice.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio.